Oh my god, it does say dwarf. Oh my god, I labelled myself a dwarf. Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
I thought it was going to be like a big surprise unveiling or something, and then when Tom said it, I was like, oh no,
No, I'm just an idiot.
Okay, those are the two things I know.
Those are the two things you know. Cornwall exists. Also, you are in Cornwall. Caspian Kinshire. CASPIEN
Does he type it out at the end of the letter?
Alongside him is a giant Great Dane, a dog, a huge dog. Hello, who are you?
I'm Randall.
You are.
Randall, yes.
Wow, judging a book by its cover much.
She opens up the chest and she shows it to you. It's now empty and broken.
Can I?
See my sword.
Listen, let's do our job, okay? We're here for a reason. Welcome to the real world, princess.
Skips away. Still with the three.
Together.
Still with the.
All of you now need to make a dexterity saving throw. It's a massive wave of just this colossal wave of sewer and sewage liquid comes pouring down this canal and pushes you and slowly being sucked into it. She shouts,
Ah, Cthulhu, save me.
Oh wait, I guidance myself.
I guidance myself. You can't say that post-roll.
30! Which, remember, I'm not playing a bard.
I'm going to give that to you simply because you're not playing a bard.
Yep.
Adam has just said, we found a meat jar in a field. It was just a mason jar full of meat in the forest. What the fuck?
The worst geocache ever.
You're poking around a sewer. What's down there? Rats, probably. Rats and jelly.
Or
Right,
ooze,
well.
maybe?
And
What?
boulders.
Killer poos?
I said an ooze or an ooze, maybe?
Ooze. All right,
I don't
well.
know what it was.
Don't know how I heard killer poos, but that sounds more dangerous. Name's Angie.
Hi, Angie.
Angie Melange.
Angie Melange, cool.
DM writes down Angie Melange.
Tell her if she sells any phalanges, quick.
Angie Melange's shop of towels and phalanges.
You can see absolutely all the way through her to the grating in the wall behind her, where you can see that some water is trickling through. On the ground below her, you can see her skeletal remains, or what you assume are her skeletal remains.
Harlow, and you are Barf?
No. I mean, I have a few in my life, but no.
It's not his scrotum. Would you like to see the other gentleman that I almost chose to be the monster?
Yes.
Gentleman, eh?
Gentleman. Top hat.
Milady.
Yeah, actually, yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Milady.
god.
Placing
All right.
the talisman in the hole.
If it does that, I'm gonna.
As you push it in there, it looks like maybe it needs a little bit of a twist. So you give it a bit of a shimmy, and as you do so, it is ejected into your hands, and the wall it is on.
I don't like this narrative at all.
Oh, why it smells so bad?
Can't smell anything.
How may I assist you?
Oh no.
Will be the potion.
Okay, what do we have to do?
Do you agree
Yep.
to these terms?
Next.
Is there anything that you would like to discuss whilst you're at the table?
My impending doom. Randall's just like up to his like wrists are just like buttery, greasy. Keep note of
Tom's laugh. Oh no.
Absolutely fine. Especially Oro, who decides, fuck it, I'm going to go to the forest. I want to go for a bit of a walk.
Yeah. See you later,
That's
fuckos.
I'd rather have the flower.
20 gold pieces.
I would rather have the flower.
A little bit of this.
He doesn't like me very much though, so I think one of you should do it.
Or is looking at Randall. Okay.
You have a gnarly scar
Oh, sweet.
Oh, sick, bro. From that time you almost died. Dude.
What do you guys want to do?
Oh, we need a new quest, don't we?
Are you done with the?
Yeah, we're abandoning that one. Oh, look at the cat.
Oh, got your with your mouth. Oh, you got your with your mouth. Oh, you're too good to buy you. Oh, okay, stop. There is a small number of people, but remember, there's quite a high turnover of people that live in this village. There's a lot of people who come in and take over these houses to rent whilst they're adventuring in the area. Like I said, it's an adventuring town. A high portion of the people here don't stay here very long. They might move on to adventure elsewhere.
For heavens.
Everyone's got Bogmanch. Carcass. Good one, Thesaurus. Thesaurus time. But was previously looking pretty bad.
Oh my god, just kill me already. Just end it. Just end all of it.
Okie dokie. Yes!
Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. There is a god, and it's Neurally giving me inspiration.
It's really
It's looking pretty bad.
plus a d4, plus a d4.
Plus a d4.
6.
Maybe I just shoot one little sacred flame in there. Hopefully it'll blow up because it'll blow up the barrel and there'll be fire to ignite it. But it's not.
You see that the wheel on the outside is crippled by its lack of kind of foundation on the main mill building, and it breaks off and starts to teeter down
Be free.
down the river.
Free from your shackles.
Right after
You
she
are
says,
landed.
that was much bigger than expected.
That's hopefully what she said. And the credits roll.
A couple minutes later, another person comes out and stands next to the other lady. They're all staring at you.
We need to set them all on fire.
By the way, the little mushrooms are moving when I try to burn them. It's really weird.
Set them all on fire.
I'm just solving problems. Okay? I can't help that the flame is cleansing.
Please do not set that on fire, Neurally. Please.
Well, that was
I don't
what I
wanna
was going
die.
to do.
What else are we going to do? What do you want to do?
I don't want to be in the tavern if you
Well,
do that.
no, we shouldn't. But what else do we do?
You hang a torch from the ceiling on a rope. You light the torch on fire, and then you put a candle under the rope.
Oh.
The candle will burn the rope through and drop it into the thing, and you are a mile away when it happens. Well, we seem to continue to be unaffected by these things, so maybe it'll be okay?
There are some moments when you DM games where you just have to, you don't know what the fuck to do next.
What did you want us to do there? Was my question.
Okay.
That sounds like a positive to me.
So currently, Holly is on the ground, out of breath, but fine. The Shy Falls Tavern is rubble. The mill across the river is rubble. The villagers are still trapped behind a bench.
Another job well done.
Time to hand in this quest, everyone.
Backlit by the fire with your cape billowing in the wind. And like, my job here is done. And I'm just going to keep it from spreading.
Yep.
At the very least.
Okay. You, after a short time...
You broke all of us.
Because you got dumb bitchitis. And arriving back, you can see that the bridge has been moved. You cannot... The
What do you
smell
mean?
is still in the air.
Bridge has been moved.
Sorry, the bench has been moved at the bridge.
I was going to say,
More
The
words.
bench, it's the bench. It's
Bench.
forever like a foil.
Bench has been moved.
It's got dumb benchitis.
Fucking bench. God damn it. It would be bench again, wouldn't it? It is slippery and wet, but also there is, some moss, etc. Jenny.
Doc's making a face. I'm like, no.
I'm making a face.
You're making a face.
I'm not making a face.
You're making
I'm
a
sat
face.
here with a blank expression.
Also there is, some...
Yes.
Of course the water walking ring on the corpse in the bottom of a river is cursed.
Go.
Oh, well, look at this bench. Bridge. I've been trying not to say that all game.
The fungus all
just
along.
me. It's not just me. One of the boards underneath your feet starts to crumble as you take a step on it. You can see that there's already too much focus in your mind on the gap in the bench. Not the bench.
Yes. That was the quickest karma I've ever seen.
It really is, yeah.
He was facing away, but his head has turned. So his head is...
Boop, boop. Hello.
Boop, boop. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Housebound Adventuring.
I think this is episode number 30.
Oh my
It is
shitting
episode
god.
number
Okay,
30.
fuck, well...
And it's alright because our DM has planned an extravaganza.
Fuck. Yeah, woo! Episode 30, I knew that was happening. Okay, well...
It's okay, 30 is just a number, doesn't matter.
It is, yeah. It is just a number.
Just count it a different base, and then it isn't like a nice round number anymore. Easy. Counting base 12.
You say that it's not a nice round number?
Yeah, it would be. You choose a different base.
Just
I guess I
different-
missed the first part of that conversation, and I was like,
Yeah.
30 is it? What?
It's
30
just,
is...
he's dropping some programming jokes in here.
Oh, well, yeah, it's more maths, but it's fine.
Okay.
I don't know how to program. Sorry.
Goes above
Wrong
everybody's
nerd
heads.
audience. That thing's okay. That
God
nerd
damn it.
thing, not okay. Sorry.
Episode 30 is the musical episode, yes. But in a bizarre twist, everyone is singing but Katie. Katie's not allowed to sing
I
at
did
all.
I did not sign up for this.
No, or me.
Okay, so as a brief reminder of what happened last session, because it can be made brief. Last session was a combat session. Welcome to D&D 5th edition, where combat takes a long ass time. So almost 3 hours worth of session was fights. However, it was a rough fight. It was a toughie. We had our party deep in the sewers, which is somewhere they've spent quite a lot of time in the recent past, just trudging around in poop. But we've got a fight going on. It was Priestess Code and her pals, the Chaste Redeemers, a group of kind of a subgroup of believers in Sune from the temple there, who had basically decided that love is meant to be between two people and two people only, and it's got to be very traditional and restrictive, which is shit. So we went in there and we killed them all. We went in there and killed them all. No, we went in there and we there was a disagreement about how Priestess Code was dealing with her flock, who she had essentially poached from the kind of the organization that were of the believers of Sune congregation. She'd poached people who were vulnerable and who were using a nearby brothel. Turns out that she'd used her manipulative powers to kind of force them into a cult that was based around this traditional sense of love, and used them to attack some succubi who were running this brothel. We then went and poked around in the sewers a little bit, found them, and we were like, "Yo, the fuck have you been? We were looking for these people for fucking ages. Turns out they're down with you in a sewer, and you've killed some demons or something. That's not okay, because not all demons." But what happened was you went in there and you had a bit of a tussle, and you discovered the wonder of non-lethal damage as we knocked out a bunch of these cultists. I mean, not cultists, people.
Normal people.
Knocked them out.
Cultists are usually people. That doesn't make them not cultists.
We knocked them out, and there was some touch and go moments. It seemed that it was revealed to us that Priestess Code was a word that I've forgotten. Shit.
Asshole.
Asimar. She was an Asimar. She
Assholes
was
class.
asshole Asimar. She Sune is so great. she blossomed some wings when this fight started, and she did so after using some kind of trigger word that started some spell in the local vicinity that used that brought a silence upon everybody. Nobody could say anything, no sounds could be heard, and that was significantly inconveniencing neurally, because many of, if not all of her spells require vocal components. So she worked on destroying that. In the meantime, all of the cultists were going around shanking everybody, including Neurali. Unfortunately, Neurali went down, and during this, once the statue that was the focus of this silence spell went down, Priestess Code used a banishment spell on Nugget, and Nugget went on a vacation for all of 6 seconds. What happened there, we'll never know. We'll have to find out some other time. But what happened in our combat was that Priestess Code dealt a split. She realized that all of the cultists were going down, and she didn't want to get taken down with you guys, so she booked it out of there on her winged flaps. She got out of there, and she got out of there safe. It was a close call, and I reiterate now that what I said last time is that I was not prepared. I was absolutely like, we'll see how this combat goes. What would she do when all of the cultists are down? She'd probably make a run for it. So she made a run for it. It wasn't a scripted, she's going to get away scenario. But we then took the unconscious cultists to the local city watch, who did not seem all that fussed. And we debriefed with Evan, who paid you for your reward, and then essentially said, I'm gonna find out what's going on with Priestess Code, because she's disappeared, and she'll atone for her sins, or I'll make her pay, basically. Then we had a kind of an off-camera moment where you guys have now gone around to the houses, the homes of those who were previously missing, and debriefed them and said, we found them, they're okay, we didn't kill anybody. But like, this is where they're at. They're in prison at the moment, and we'd lost Magnus because he'd done a runner. And today's session starts with you having completed that quest, completionists, and you got some options in front of you. You've got the option to go back to Nesmith if that's what you'd like to do. You could look for some other quests, but you also have the quest of Hilda, Oro's adoptive mother, who was asked very politely if you would go and find her long-lost love, who was... they got drunk, they played with the deck of many things, and her long-lost love, Eleron, pulled a card that stole him away. And she knows where he is, but she's not an adventurer, and she's asked you to go and find him. And he is somewhere off the coast of the Dragonmere, in the possession of a smuggler named Broderick Black Eyes Shelley. That was a lot longer than I expected. We're up to date now.
Excellent.
Are we saying that if one of the are we saying that if one is a cultist, that one is not a person? Cultists, they don't get to be people anymore once they join the cult.
You lose your personhood once you join the cult. Does that count if you
privilege.
willingly join, or what if you're like coerced into it, or
Well, once you leave the cult, you're an individual again.
Oh, I see.
Winged flaps. Indeed, there was some serious wings going on in that session, because Neurali flapped, Priestess Code flapped, and we made it very clear at the end that you recognize that she was an Aasimar. However, only Neurali is somebody who has any knowledge of what an Aasimar is. So we start today's session with you guys having just left the last house of these individuals, the partners of the cultists, having double checked on them, make sure they're okay, and give them the lowdown. What is it that you guys want to do?
think after we've done that, the 2 points of business would either be to like go home and check on the house, or just go ahead and go find long lost love, right? Like, did we have any other things? Like, is Katie forgetting anything else that we had on our agenda? Is the question. Those are kind of our 2 options.
I don't think so.
I mean, you're adventurers. You could do what adventurers do. You could look for adventure. You know, there are options, but your itinerary is essentially your quest log at the moment
a journal
is to go and investigate the whereabouts of Eleron, or pick up a new quest,
Or both.
or both.
We are kind of close to where the Wyvern Flow meets the Dragonmere right now, though, being as we're Walloon, right?
You
Or
are,
near Walloon.
yes. Yep. So I think we're on the map, aren't we? Yep.
So it's like just down the river.
It is, yes. So for clarity's sake, Walloon is your current whereabouts, and the Dragonmere is this massive lake. Let's not talk about seas and stuff with Adam around.
It's an inland sea.
And we've got yes, the Wyvern Flow is the river that takes the water from the Wyvern Water down to the Dragonmere, where Walloon is situated, and the smugglers' cove that you're looking for is down near Blue Stitch.
Well, if we're that close.
Yeah.
Thank you for the dice, Tortu.
How dare you, Tortu?
It's a C, yes.
You get no cool animation this week, Tortu.
Ooh, cool animation. I forgot. I was like, you have an animation for that now? I was like, oh, right.
Hi, Fobs. Hi, everybody. I didn't get a chance to say hello to everybody individually, but that's, that is what it is. Also, if you guys aren't involved in Jenny's Discord, you should be. Guilt trip. But we've been having a discussion over the last day, a couple days, about possibly changing the chat channel points rewards. And saying that you can, we're thinking about, we're toying with the idea of adding more dice that you can give to our players, but only for combat. I think the D6s that we've got for now for outside of combat are fine, but we could have some combat specific ones which you could redeem more frequently, because we've got a store of 3 for now. You could redeem them more frequently, but I could be a bit meaner to the players in combat, and I'm pretty mean as it is.
Yeah, I don't want you to be meaner.
I'm thinking of all the natural 1s and 2s that we've rolled recently, and I'm like, meaner. I don't know about that.
But that's where the channel points would come in. Our viewers would be able to help you get out of tough situations that I put you in.
That's true. And like when you start adding things like that, you do have to kind of like try to plan for that as well.
I gotta balance out. I'm gonna balance out.
Do you though?
I mean, I would probably keep the combat as qualitatively it would be the same as it is now, except there'd be chat interaction more so than there is.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
You'd have to use chat help, but it would be essentially
Can
the same.
chat help go to you? That's what I'm concerned about here.
We could say that combat D6s can't go to me.
Ooh, okay.
Then
There we
we're
go.
all
We're
on
fine.
board.
We're on board, yeah.
Fully on board.
And otherwise,
Why
it's
don't we make
Tortu
him a
and
D8?
Adam shoving combat D6 at you.
Hey, where's
And Maori
Evan?
as well.
Evan as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So we could do that. Let me know what you think, players as well as viewers, because I think it's a cool idea. I think we could make it a bit more interactive.
Mm.
But like I said in the D&D channel, the story and kind of gameplay of D&D as it is in a larger sense, I prefer for it to be mostly down to you guys, and how we play. But combat, I'm totally happy with the chat being involved in, because it's a lot more fun knowing that they are having a more direct hand in saving your lives.
Yeah, especially with some of my roles lately.
So
Need all
we'll.
help I can get.
I don't know how easy it is to do the channel points thing, so maybe we'll have to do that for next time. But
I mean,
let
that
me
could
know.
happen, but if we're probably not going to be in a fight this session,
That
maybe?
depends. That depends on what you do. If you go to
go
a
and
bar
stab
and start
someone.
punching people,
If
if you want, we could start off with 6 combat dice, specifically 6 combat dice, for the same price. If you wanted to do that,
So a D6 combat dice.
Yeah.
Is what it would be. Okay. How many of them?
66.
Oh, 6 D6s. Okay.
No,
just to
66.
start with. I mean, do we even need to limit the number?
No.
I mean, I don't think we have to. I mean, I would be happy having it limitless.
I will be using 10d6 on this attack.
Probably can only add 1 to a roll.
Yeah, add 1 to a
but-
roll. Let's make it limitless. Fuck it. We'll see how it goes. If it becomes unbearable, then we'll switch it up.
How much do they cost?
The same price, I assume.
Can do.
Yeah, I mean, you can go
Yeah.
through 3,000 once a week is fine, but using multiple 3,000s,
You're right.
burn through those channel points pretty quick.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
No more gobos.
Only dices.
No more gobos. And I can't redeem. You can't redeem D6 for yourselves.
Shit. Can we redeem them for each other?
No.
Get around the rules that way. No.
I haven't done that at all to give it to anyone else on purpose because I have like an egregious amount of child points at this point.
Because I save my channel points up so that I can use the 1 minute doodle to make Jenny draw titties.
True.
I'm at 15k.
I do have enough for a 1 minute doodle. That's how many D6s I could buy.
Or
I
could
would
buy
like
1 minute
6
doodle.
D6s for all of us, please.
I could have a 1 minute doodle of a goblin.
Genius. Or a dice.
Did you guys see? Do you guys see the clip that Jenny made from the Animal Crossing stream the other day with Canadian boots?
That
Mm-mm.
was
If you guys in
ridiculous.
chat haven't noticed, and I guess Katie hasn't seen it either. There's a Jenny. Do you want to explain?
Okay, sure. We did a villager hunt day before yesterday, and we found a character called Boots. It's an alligator called Boots, and for forever that's been Canadian Boots' #1. If you find that villager, you get that villager. I've got a PowerPoint ready. It's prepared, ready to go. And I'm like, okay, don't believe you. Sure. It's like 3 hours into the stream, and we find Boots on an island. And I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Give me a presentation. And he redeems 3 flexes in chat, which is 80k points that he just got ready. And he apparently had half of another flex as well, just almost there. And it was just like the most incredible thing of, okay,
so
I
good.
can't say no to Boots anymore. We have to have Boots on our island.
I was watching it and I was in fucking awe.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, it's not like a flex is like a small thing. That's 80,000 channel points that he
Yeah.
redeemed. And I was in awe. But at the same time, I was like, but what if Jenny doesn't want this Boots character on her island? Like, what if he's shit? Like, he's not as cute as some of the other ones. So when people were like, "Oh, you can't have Boots ever leave the island now," I was like, "No. If Jenny gets the opportunity to make him leave, and she wants to make him leave, you do not
That's
bully
fine.
her into
Can't
keeping
guilt
Boots."
him. That will matter, brother. It's pretty
Fucking
cute.
hell.
It's fine for now.
That was a lot. But then Jenny made a highlight video of that, and it was very good.
I'm gonna have to go watch that now.
Okay. So you guys have now stepped out of House.
Oh, the fun. Okay. Do you want to go do the Hilda thingy, Jig? The pirate sea thing?
Yes.
It's nearby. I don't think that
Yes.
Norley would have remembered. So
She would have straight up forgotten the whole go find like a
no.
pirate's
She
treasure.
remembered the thing, but not like where it was at.
Uh-huh.
She's had a lot going on. Okay, lots happened recently. She almost died today. Like
Mhm,
This
mhm.
dream. This dream.
a little distracted. Yeah, seems as good an idea as any.
Okay. How far
Have we-
away? Carry on. Dogs.
Have we seen any boats going up and down the river? Maybe
You haven't
going-
really gone deep enough into the city itself
Okay.
to kind of have an idea of where the river goes through the city. You know that it goes through the city, but you haven't gone into the city itself. You've kind of stayed on the outskirts, really. But you have been up the Wyvern Flow along the Blister Trail as you were on your way to Small Hallow. You saw the occasional boat along the Wyvern Flow up there, but you haven't seen any ships in Walloon itself.
Maybe we could get a ship down if boats pass by. Like, I think we saw a couple before. Maybe someone will take us down. It might be quicker than walking.
Worth checking. It's usually faster to travel on water.
Go check. Maybe ask a
Let's
very
go.
helpful god.
Oh no! I don't want the guard.
Not sure that those exist, honestly.
Not in the games that I DM.
Okay, let's go to the water then.
Yeah.
If you want to go into the kind of more central part of the city, as you start to walk towards where you hope that you will eventually run into some water, you realize that there is a divide in the city itself. It is based on the water, and the river runs right through the center of it. So there is this massive kind of just opening that is just filled to the brim with ships, and you can see that the half of the city at least is on the other side of this river. There are several large, and well, some of them are larger than others, bridges that kind of go from one side to the other, and you can see that there are small islands in the center of the river with large tall buildings. The largest island in itself has this big kind of foreboding ugly building that's walled off, and it has large towers along the wall itself. But on the other side of the river, you can see what is clearly another temple that's nestled amongst some of the other buildings. The water itself has some docks, and they are kind of scattered throughout. It doesn't really look like one of the particular ones, because you get to the crest of a hill that kind of floats down, like kind of looks down into the rest of the city, and you can see that from where you are, there are multiple kind of jetties that are occupied by different boats. But there doesn't appear to be one that is kind of like, oh, this is where the merchants go. Let's pop down there. It's the easy place for common folk to go interact with the boat people. There are just so many kind of jetties across both sides of the water that it's hard to really decide.
You mean there's not a sign saying adventurers this way?
Listen, the last quest, I made it so easy. Go to house, then to the next house, and then to... I just happen to have...
The sewer is outside of the window. You can see it.
Is there like... Sometimes any ship will take on passengers just for a little bit of extra money. Like, is there any indication where, like, which side of the, like, does the waterway have like a road where it's like these boats are going to go this way and these boats are going to go this way, and that's why they're docked here? Because
there actually is, yes, there is a very clear division through the water itself. Like, there are lots of boats that are active from where you are looking down into the city. You can see that the water, like I said, is filled with boats. Many of them are very small. It looks like some of them are being used to ship goods from one side of the city to the other without taking the road. But there does seem to be a stream, kind of a flow where on the side that is closest to you is flowing up the Wyvern flow to the Wyvern water. On the opposite side of the river, it appears to be flowing down, and the traffic, as it were, is flowing down to the Dragomir.
Okay. So it looks like we'll need to go to the other side, because they're all heading south, or that way. I don't know if that's exactly south, but southish. And then maybe we'll just, hear somebody yelling for passengers or something.
Do that.
Is there any obvious way of crossing the river?
Like I said, there are several bridges.
Okay.
You can see the one in particular, the largest one, has a lot of foot traffic. Or rather, the largest one has a lot of carts and wagons going across it, but the bridge right next to it is a smaller one that has a lot of foot traffic.
Let's go
Foot
for that
traffic.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so down the steep incline of the city, down across the bridge, across the river, you see as you are crossing here, you can see that the large like foreboding building that's on the island almost adjacent to you has many guards lining its walls. You can see that the windows themselves appear to be barred. It looks like this might be a prison.
Mm.
And you kind of pass across the river. You notice that many of the people here are carrying large satchels that are stacked up very tall, like they might be carrying goods and services. Like this is as you're kind of walking through here, you're realizing that the extremely convenient location for this city on one of the largest roads in the province, and on a river that goes out to the main sea is obviously going to make this a trading town. So this is very clear to you now that you're kind of getting into the city itself. It's a bustling, live city that's got many people selling all kinds of goods. Whether or not they're good quality or not is hard for you to determine, but it's very busy. You cross to the other side and you find yourself facing a bunch of different small businesses. They are all overlooking the river itself, and it's you find yourself now as you've had your day of completing quests, that you're now coming into the evening. Many of these businesses are taverns, which makes sense because you can see that they are filled with sailors.
Oh yeah, what time of day is it?
It's evening time.
And we probably wouldn't know how long it will take to get to like the lake, right? So should we go tonight or should we find a place to sleep?
Guess we find a place to sleep and then maybe see if we can catch a boat in the morning that goes down south.
Seems better than sleeping out in the middle of nowhere or on a boat.
With a bunch of strangers.
Yep.
Yeah. To a tavern.
Mm-hmm. One that looks like it's got rooms.
I was going to say, so some of these appear to just be drinkeries. But there are a couple of taverns here you can see because they've got the signs outside. They've got beds on next to tankards. What kind of range are we looking for here? Are we looking to spend some money, have a nice night sleep, or are we trying to be cheap?
I mean, Aura's looking to use her entertainer thingy to try and get it for free.
Okay, all right.
Wherever the fuck that is.
So does that mean you want to look for somewhere that's got some music playing?
Sure.
A lively atmosphere?
Yeah.
Yeah, rather than like some sad hotel, like a B&B tucked away somewhere.
No.
Okay.
I think a lively one, but one that looks like not where all the drunk sailors go to cause a ruckus in like a dangerous brawl kind of way. Or maybe even like that would be fine as long as it's kind of nice.
Sure.
We don't want to go to the place where like, oh, this one's cheap, but you better like lock your bar your windows at night or whatever.
So this is the main junction at where your bridge has come to the other side of this river is almost all taverns. There are some shops that you can see, like there will be small alleyways that lead like to a couple of streets down, and you'll see that there are signs for shops and stuff, which are obviously shut at this kind of day. But these are mostly taverns of some kind. You can see that they've all kind of got like stupid C names. But the one that you find that seems, it's not posh, it's not terrible, it's got beds, and you can tell that there is some live music playing. It's called the Seaman's Satchel.
Excellent. Yeah, let's go there.
Was that supposed to be a balls joke or okay? I'm just making sure before I laugh.
So you step inside?
This looks like a wonderful place. What a clever name. Yeah, I think that if that one looks like it's kind of like mid-grade, then I'd probably be like, that one looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mid-grade is definitely the term that you would use to describe it, because it's as you step inside, you see that there are some kind of booths lining the walls that have got some like cushioned seats, which is something that you have not seen in your local. But that's a little bit fancy.
A little ritzy.
And you see they've even got a stage of sorts. You can see that there's definitely some wear and tear. Like, I mean, it's at some point somebody has owned this, put in some serious work. Do they look like benches? Someone's owned this, and it's been a pretty magnificent place. But since then, it's kind of gone down in estimations, and its quality is reduced, making it more accessible. And behind the bar, you can see that there is a kind of aloof-looking gentleman who is perhaps not so happy about the decline in its quality. But there are some other, say barmaids, but bar people working around delivering drinks to different tables. It's busy, it's bustling, but it's not raucous. It's not super loud. The music that's playing is jolly, but it's not, like it's gonna get. You're still in the evening, so this isn't obnoxious.
Okay. I want Oro to do something cool, but I know Jenny is a bit out of it right now, so Jenny can't think of a lot of things.
Okay, what can we get Oro to do to try and get the attention of the people in the bar? Like, so what are you trying to do with Oro? You want to try and use your entertainer perk?
Yeah.
To get free broom.
Yeah.
Can Oro play a musical instrument?
She could try, I don't think.
All right, well, if we haven't said that she can play one up until this point, and there are no proficiencies.
I mean, Ara's a pretty good liar, but musical instruments.
I mean, we could say something along the lines of, she can pick up a guitar or ukulele or something, and strum it in a way that kind of is almost musical.
So believable.
That she could maybe bluff her way through it with the entertainment perk. But it's kind of like it's never going to be great. It's never going to be good. It's like absolute amateur at open mic kind of thing.
The musician in me is laughing at the prospect of somebody being able to just pick up a stringed instrument of all the instruments.
I mean that at some point during her career, she's had someone teach her a few very basic chords.
Okay. That's.
I don't mean that she can just pick one up and be like, "Blank! Yeah, this is good."
Ye old Google, look up 4 chords. Okay,
exactly.
I'm good.
No,
now.
what I mean is that as someone who plays guitar, you can play a couple of chords in a way that sounds musical.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, most pop songs are written on 3 or 4
exactly,
chords,
so you could bluff your way through it. It's never going to be excellent, but it might get you through.
Yeah.
Or you could do some Oro bullshit.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe I could go with the musical instrument thing and then be like, lol, JK, and do some Oro bullshit.
Like a
All right,
musical
okay.
comedian is the bit is that you pretend like you're gonna play and then you don't and you do other cool stuff instead. Wasn't there already music in this place? So at least
There
there's
is live
like,
music, yes. Yeah.
yeah. So there's a backdrop for your Oro bullshit.
Yeah.
So okay. What does your entertainer perk say?
I was just trying to find it, and I did have it on my thing, but now I can't see it. But I don't know if I'm just being stupid.
No, it's
Part of
on
your
there
background,
somewhere.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Background, baby.
My background, but I thought I had it written somewhere.
Can I buy 3 H's, please? Entertainer. Here we
Backed
go.
by popular demand, you can always find a place to perform, usually in an inn or tavern, but possibly with a circus, a theater, or even a noble's court. At such a place, you receive free lodging and food of a modest or comfortable standard.
Yeah.
That's why. I
As
was
long
looking
as
for
you
something
perform
with
each
entertainment.
night. In addition, your performances make you something of a local figure. When strangers recognize you in a town where you have performed, they typically take a liking to you. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna make you roll for anything like that.
Yay.
It's part of your background, as we should always try and use in D&D. You've got a skill set. Use the skill set. Cool shit happens. Not gonna make you perpetually have to roll for everything. So whatever it is that you want to do, we're gonna find a way for you to have done it. What should we make Oro do? And that's a question for everybody, including chat. What should we have Oro do to earn herself a night's entertainment, free lodging? This isn't for everyone. This is for Oro.
interpretive knife dance to the music.
Oh my god! I like
Oh
that.
my
a
gosh,
lot.
that's really cool.
Circus act. We've got Oro's classical circus act involves fighting a giant.
Yeah, but she's had quite a lot of knife throwing thingies that she's done before.
Yeah, I mean she's pulled some knife throwing bullshit to
Mhm.
impress people in the past.
Yeah, got a hot
That's
chocolate
definitely
whiz.
something she could do.
Yeah, yeah.
Tug a logger while juggling. I love the idea of you tugging ale while juggling knives.
Especially as a goblin.
Yeah.
Like, I love the idea of like your stature featuring so heavily in this massive, like just a huge tankard or something. All right, what are we thinking, Jenny, of our options here?
Ukulele swallowing, I don't think is the one we're gonna go for.
Clearly swallowing. Oh my god.
I think that's gonna require too many other things that Aura doesn't have.
Like a jaw that can unhinge.
Yeah, unfortunately, not that. Let's go with some interpretive dagger dancing.
All right,
music.
okay. So what I will get you to do is roll a performance dice. It's going to determine just how good it is. You're going to succeed no matter what.
Okay.
But I want to see on the spectrum of greatness how good this interpretive dance is.
Do you tell us what you're going to do before you do it?
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go jump in here so I can get my room for the night or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna guide
But
you.
if it's so good, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go and try and get me a free room. If I'm really good, then maybe I'll get you guys a free room. If you can like like make it known that you're with me. I don't know.
Definitely gonna guidance you then.
Mm-hmm. All that extra dice.
Was that 1d4?
A D4, yeah.
Oh, 1. Every time.
I'm so helpful.
We get an excellent 19, which is a very high score. So you pull off some sick moves. That's what you do. You use some sick moves. You manage to somehow incorporate the daggers into this dance that you do. There's a clearing that's made. It wasn't there before. There were some tables that were directly in front of the stage before, but because of your dance, people start moving their tables and their chairs, and they get out of the way, and they make space for you as you start to kind of just like dance around in this central space directly in front of the stage. As the musicians start to notice you, they pick up what was already, kind of a jolly tune that was kind of coming to a close, like you kind of came in midway through the song, and they just basically play the chorus over and over again for like 20 minutes just because they keep seeing you do more shit. They're just like, well, we got to keep I mean, we can't just we gotta keep going.
Like a
So then
jazz
you-
solo where the soloist just keeps going and everybody behind him like, all right, let's run it another round through this.
Yes, they're just
Yeah.
making space, literally and figuratively, for you to continue doing your this interpretive dance. What is it? What is it that you're interpreting with this dance? What's the story that comes along with this dance?
I'm interpreting a long day trading and being being sailors at sea and
Nice.
being barmen and just everything.
Relatable content.
Relatable
what you're doing.
content.
Really
yeah.
relatable content. I'm curious as to how the daggers get involved in this, but I like it. I like it a
They're
lot.
just there.
You blow
They're like
the crowd
extensions of
away.
Oro's body.
Yeah.
The shapes that she's making.
She just blends into it, and she's doing it so quickly that it's almost like it's like drawing shapes in the air. Is what she's doing. It's phenomenal, is what it is. And you blow the crowd away. By the time you finish, you kind of just walk up to the bar, and you take a seat, and 3 drinks appear directly in front of you as everyone has just bought you beverages. And the guy behind the bar, snooty as he is, you can see that he's kind of got like a blazer on, like he's trying just like a little bit to have some kind of class, to kind of fit like what you imagine the aesthetic of the bar used to be. As he kind of like he just moves up next to you and he just pushes a key across the table, and he says, "Well, there you go. I assume that's what that was about."
Thank you.
You may have that room for the night if that is what you desire. Would you like a meal? Where our kitchen closes soon.
I mean, do you have any more rooms, maybe, for our pals, maybe?
Oh, you're with the
Hello.
They threw me the daggers.
They threw me the daggers. Yeah, yes. But since they weren't the performer, they will share.
Seems okay. Thank you.
Okay, well, very well. You will have your bed. I'm glad that you chose our establishment to do that wonderful interpretive dance. I especially liked the part about the barman.
Thank
You
you.
you just got me,
Bro.
bro. You really got me, bro.
Bro.
It was exactly what I needed
Oh,
to get through the day.
I believe in you.
There was
bro.
once a day when this bar had all sorts of interpretive dances,
Oh.
had jazz playing. It was wonderful. But now it's rare that we get such magnificent performers here, and for that reason, I feel it appropriate for us to reward you. There is a meal here for you, and I will extend that to your comrades. If there's anything you need, please let me know.
Thank you.
I would like dinner.
Yeah, yes, you will also get you will get stew.
Oh, I was going to pay for it.
Oh no, you'll. Oh well, I mean, you can pay for something better than stew.
Stew's fine for me.
I mean, sorry, your name is.
Me?
He looks directly at Oro. I realize
Oh,
now that
okay.
I'm looking. At you have
Yeah,
no
look.
idea who I'm looking at. He looks at Oro. Your name is.
Alright.
Ah, magnificent, Oro. Magnificent. Very well. Oro, you may have this room key here, and here is a room key for your friends. And I will return shortly with your meal, and your friends may have stew if that is what they desire, or they can pay for something better. He stares at Nerily.
Stew's
now.
okay, but
Yeah.
what do you have?
Well, we serve 2 meals here. Good meal and stew.
It's pronounced good meal.
Oh yes, I would like good meal, please.
There's roast pork today with different potatoes and roasted broccoli
Yes, I'll have one of
Fancy.
those.
or stew.
How much is
I will
the good
take-
one?
1 gold piece. Thank you very much. Stew for you, gentlemen.
Stew's fine for me, thank you.
Very well. To his voice.
Stop.
Very well. Thank you very much. And he steps away. And he comes back, and you are served with your meal, delicious meal that is put in front of Nurali and Oro, and stew that is put in front of Randall.
That's
That
fine.
is it's fine. It has a
Delicious then.
massive dumpling in the middle of it that
Oh,
is extremely
luxury.
dry until you
Luxury.
dunk it, and it kind of like breaks off into kind of soggy
Like an
parts.
iceberg.
Exactly like an iceberg. But it nonetheless it sates you. It does the job. It does the job.
Nice.
It's not delicious.
Perfect.
Is there anything you guys want to do with your evening? Or
No
you
beans and toast, though. Listen, let's not talk about people's breakfast rituals, okay?
I want to go outside and perform outside just to see if I can get any more patrons into the place for
Oh,
him.
you want to show off. You want to try and help
Yeah.
drum up some more business.
Mhm.
Okay, give me another roll.
No, okay.
Can I help by using prestidigitation to cause little fireworks?
Ooh.
If that's what you'd like.
Yes.
You
Can
may
I
have
help by
advantage.
chanting Oro?
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like it. Chanting the name of the bar instead. Save a satchel, save a satchel. Save a
Oro at the sea. No.
satchel.
Did you say
No.
advantage on that one?
You
Or-
do have advantage, yes, because you're having all sorts of crazy prestidigitation shit going on. Oh my goodness!
I'll take that advantage. Thank
Okay,
That
well,
all of Walloon tries to come in.
you. Too many people.
before long, you have not only a small crowd from passers-by, you also have some of the individuals who were inside have come outside to continue watching you. What is it you're doing this time? Are you continuing the same very relatable content of interpretive dance?
Yes, very relatable content.
Extremely relatable content.
Extremely relatable
okay.
content.
Fantastic. In which case, you have there's a large crowd.
Oh wait, I want to add into the interpretive dance how good the good food is.
How good the good food is. Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Okay, somehow in there you're just talking about just you got your daggers because that's what you're doing. You're doing a dagger interpretive dance. Somehow in there you use daggers to depict the food
Of course.
and just how good it is.
Obviously.
Of course you do. Yeah, that makes sense. I can picture that very clearly. I'm not going
Yeah.
to describe it to you because it's so clear in my head that it must be clear in your head too.
Yes.
That you pull off this incredible feat. In so doing, you draw a large crowd, not only from the people outside, but also those who are inside. When you finish it, you realize that somebody has put a hat in front of you and is collecting coppers that are being thrown into the hat, some kind of as busking, as it were. And you finish your dance. In front of you is now someone else's hat filled with money. And this gentleman kind of walks over to you and he says, "Oh, that was bloody good. That was real good. That was really bloody good." And he bends over to pick up his hat and he puts it behind him and tucks it back into the back of his trousers. "That was really bloody good. You are really, really amazing. What's your name? Do you need an agent?
No, I don't need an agent. Thank you.
I
I need that money though, because
What money?
the money that you put in the hat in front of me.
Oh, I dropped my hat on the floor, and some money fell into it. It's my hat, so I'll be keeping the money. But it's been an
Stab.
absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you.
No, I'm gonna
You
need
have
that
a
money.
Wonderful evening.
No,
You
I'm
have a
gonna need that
wonderful
money.
evening.
Okay, my dagger.
Well, you mean one of the like 6 you've been
Yeah.
dancing around with? You threatening him?
I don't think you want to fuck with me, sir.
Roll an intimidation check. You get advantage because you've just pulled off such extreme feats of.
Knife
Oh, thank
handship.
God.
12.
And he's like, "Oh, whoa. That's unnecessary. Okay, I'm just gonna back away, nice and safe, into this crowd of people, and you're never gonna find me again. And everything's gonna be fine. You're gonna have a wonderful evening.
Can I take the money and run?
And I'm gonna have a wonderful evening.
Can I snatch the money and run?
You want to try and snatch it? You
Yeah.
want to snatch it? Okay, give me. So you want to take it? You don't want to try and like pickpocket it from him.
Which one will be better for me?
You guys are watching, and you can see that she's getting into a bit of a tussle with someone.
Can I like circle around behind him? Sorry, you go ahead,
Yeah.
Docs.
No,
Yeah.
I was going to say that exactly.
We both like look at each other
Yeah.
and just kind of like.
Yeah, okay. Well, stop being like, you don't want to fuck with me. They're pickpocketing him.
Oh no, just like standing
No, no,
behind him
no.
so you can't
So
like
when
run
he-
away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when he
Okay.
backs up, he basically backs up into the two of us, and he turns around, and I definitely have like mom face.
And he kind of bumps into you and turns around. And as he looks at you two, he's turned around, and the location of the hat filled with coins is made apparent to Oro.
Jesus.
Want to
Five
take
people.
it?
You want to take it? Sleight of hand me.
Oh
my goodness.
Critical 23.
Oh my goodness. You managed to not only pilfer the hat filled with coins, you then take the coins out of the hat and return the hat
Yes.
into his makeshift back pocket.
With a little note that says "fuck you."
Fuck you, asshole.
And he turns around, well, I'm hello, excuse me very much. And he pushes his way. I assume at this point you're gonna stop him. You've Oro, maybe you've taken the gold and you've just gone like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to signal us because my
Yeah.
passive perception's only a 15, so I didn't even see you do that. I'm still just like,
All right, see you later, dude. I'm just like this to them. Like, we're good.
Right.
you step aside. Goodbye.
See ya.
And he just kind of like walks away.
slinks off, yeah.
Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. He is certain that he's walked away, successfully scammed you out of some money, and he's gonna just do it again someday to some other individual. But for now, you find yourself 5 gold richer.
Ooh. Ooh.
For room
which
for the night and
for
5
busking
gold.
for busking
a
on a
lot.
street outside a bar, pretty damn good.
I'll take it. I
You
want to give.
suspect that he might have planted some money in there to begin with as a
Oh, yeah.
starter.
Of course.
You know, you don't just start with an empty hat. You have a couple coins in there already.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna keep the 2 and give the 3 to the barkeep dude.
Oh, okie dokie. Well, you. What's this?
Oh, I did some like busking type of shit outside because I thought it might like draw in some people for you, and people were just like giving money and shit. So thought I'd just give you some back, just to say thank you for letting us stay. So
Bloody hell! You. He leans over to the bar and he puts out his hand. Are the most professional person I've ever worked with. An absolute pleasure. Are you looking for perhaps a more regular position within the loom?
I mean, I'm an adventurer, so I can't like settle
Oh,
down.
well, so you're
somewhere
so you're thinking of retiring,
yeah.
possibly here.
I mean, maybe in the future. I mean, I'm still a young adventurer.
Well, you've survived this long in a very dangerous career. Perhaps now you quit whilst you're ahead.
You make a good point. Questioning my existence.
Can I go back to the circus?
I
I got to level 6. That's pretty good.
to level 6.
I think I'm good, but I'll keep that in mind.
Anytime you're in the city
Thanks.
and you need a place to stay, you can always busk outside my door,
Thank you.
and I will happily give you the best suite,
Oh, thank
which is you already have, admittedly.
you. Thank you.
But
But
it's
still,
yours.
thank you.
Yes, well,
Well, thank
well,
you. My
well.
pleasure. Your pleasure. Our pleasure.
it was my pleasure.
Our
It was
pleasure.
everyone's pleasure. You're delightful, absolutely delightful.
Thank you.
What's the difference between your normal rooms and your good suites?
Well, the good suites have one bed. You'll see what the normal rooms are like.
No beds.
There's a sheet on the floor.
That we
Is there
took off
anything you'd
a
like
good
to
bed
do?
yesterday.
with your evening, now that you've busked, you've got a little bit of extra income. You've got yourself a room to sleep in.
I'm done.
I think I'm just gonna finish my good meal,
Mm.
and go to bed. It's been a rough day.
It has been a rough day. It's been a very rough day. Randall,
Just gonna go to bed, I think. Same. I'm going to do.
okay, all right.
No, I'm done. I'm tired.
Okey-dokey. Excellent. So you retire to your bedroom. Oro, you find yourself in a bed that is, I mean, for us, king sized. For you, giant sized. It is far too big. Like I said, the sheets themselves are a little bit tatty. You can see that they are well loved, and that they are worn.
Okay.
You can see that you have a 4-poster bed. But it's kind of been stripped bare. Like the frame is there. There is a very small amount of like kind of cloth that frames it. But apart from that, it's just like it's like it was really nice maybe one point, but perhaps someone's taken something from it in order to sell it to recoup some losses on not especially successful fancy bar and tavern and inn rather at the seafront. But you've managed to kind of put all your belongings aside. Where is Nugget throughout all of this?
Yeah, where is Nugget throughout all of this? Let's just say I left Nugget to go explore and come back in the morning to go get himself some
Okay.
food and come back in the morning. Perhaps perhaps a normal town isn't great for a giant bat to just be like swanning
Sure.
around in like nothing's happening.
I think that's a fair enough assessment. In which case, this is the first time in a little while that you've slept without Nugget. So maybe, I mean, you tell me whether or not Oro is a little bit, anxious without Nugget by her side. But in any case, this is the most space that you've had in a long time. The tent that you had back at the circus wasn't small. You were one of the top earners for the circus, but it was still a tent. This is a room. This is the comfiest bed that you've ever slept in. For you, this is quite luxurious. There's nothing compared to what you've seen Hilda have, but it's still quite impressive. Our other party members, you are in what is essentially a hostel situation. Not hostile, hostel. You are in a room with 6 other individuals, who each you have your own single beds. The frames themselves are very squeaky, and the mattresses are very thin. The sheets that you have are like paper, and the other individuals here are every single one of them snoring extremely loudly at slightly different pitches. Different rhythms as well, so it doesn't harmonize. It doesn't sound nice. It doesn't sound like a rhythm. It's all irregular, arrhythmical. It's bad.
Will the bed fit all of us in?
Yes, but only because you're so small. But that's, I mean, whether or not you consider that. You kind of walk into your room and you're like, well, this is too much for me.
Yeah. Even if I starfish in this bed and won't even take up 20% of it. Okay, I want to, when we open the door to my room to see what it is, I say to these guys, I'm like, do you guys want to sleep in here as well tonight?
Have I already seen our room at this juncture?
You tell me.
Are you like?
Let's say we can hear yours.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, got the number to the key on there, and the snoring is just like kind of like permeating through the door. And I'll like just peek in.
Yeah. Randall?
Yes,
yeah?
please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's do that.
Okay. You sleep a peaceful sleep. For the most part. Because every time you go to sleep in a D&D game, you're vulnerable to the DM.
It's true. Until you
DM
get the right
shenanigans.
spells.
I can, with you, Katie, I can get you at any point, no matter where you sleep. Okay, you do this to yourself. Okay, Katie, Neurali has a dream.
Oh, good.
Neurali always dreams.
I did do
And
this to myself.
yes, you did do this to yourself. You see where I'm going now, don't you? Okay.
Yeah.
You dream every single night. We've established this, haven't we? And in the past, some of them have guided you. Some of them have just been innocuous. But for the most part, you dream every single night. And if you don't dream, it's irregular. Tonight you dream. It is something that makes you feel extremely vulnerable. No matter the fact you are in a bed with two other people that you trust quite implicitly, I would say at this point. Yeah. I mean, you are in a room with your weapons in a comfortable bed, but you feel very vulnerable during this dream. The shapes and forms that you experience are things that are very transient to you, and when you come to in the morning, you don't remember every part of it. But the feeling that you get from the dream is this extreme sense of vulnerability. And you are given an image of the circus, and you are given an image of a familiar cloth robe that you could quite easily tie to your upbringing. And you just get the sense, you get this tangible sense of inquiry. The things that you get from this are the circus, that sense of this robe in particular is what you get. This inquiry, knowing that something and somehow this has been associated with an investigation of some kind, and feeling very vulnerable. You wake up in the middle of the night, and you tell me how would Neurali respond to having a essentially a warning dream.
Mm-hmm. I think I probably would have been sleeping kind of like restlessly, and so like I'll wake up and I'll go to like sit like bolt upright in kind of like a panic, but I've kind of like twisted myself into the sheets a little bit, and it like makes me panic a little bit, and I like kick them off. And is there like a window in the room or anything?
There is a window that kind of it's perfectly gives you vision of the main street that looks out onto the river and the ships.
I think I'd just kind of like run over to the window and I'd start to look out, and then I'd be worried about looking out, and then kind of like peek out the little corner of it to like try to like not expose too much of myself, and just like look outside to see if I see anything dangerous. Like, you know, instinct is to check your surroundings kind of thing.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
20, not natural.
There is nothing that you can see that springs to your attention. There are a couple of people who are still working on the boats. You've woken up in the middle of the night. You assume this is about between 1 and 2 a.m.
Okay.
And you can see that there are a couple of people that are kind of tinkering around on some of the ships. You can see some of the lanterns go out as you poke your head out, but nothing immediately strikes you as danger. Danger.
I want to go listen at the door and see what I hear going on outside.
Nothing at the door worries you. You hear the rhythmical snoring from the other room.
Just muted enough to be able to sleep.
Just enough to sleep, yeah. But once you're closer to the door, you can kind of pick it up. You can hear the kind of creaking floorboards from downstairs.
Yeah. Are there any chairs in the room?
There is one chair that is next to a kind of a vanity mirror.
Is there like a handle on the door where I can do the thing that people do where they
Yeah.
prop the like chair under the handle?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And then
Do you think that you're waking up in this kind of frightened, shocked manner? Do you think that might have woken up your companions or one of your companions?
maybe, because I think that I probably would have like the initial like panic would have made me like kick around a bit, but like
I wouldn't like once I was like fully like aware of my surroundings and kind of like out of the initial like why is something like on me? Like,
You
oh,
might have
it's
been a
just
bit
the
more
sheets.
conscious about
Yeah.
your. Yeah. Okay.
So it's still
Okay.
possible, but I guess that's kind of up to them, like how heavy
Okay.
sleepers they are.
Did either of you drink the night before?
No.
Probably not.
No?
No.
Okay.
Didn't buy anything.
You guys are now quite used to sleeping on the road, and you will usually have somebody on watch. And because of that, you're quite good at getting up in the middle of the night and being prepared. Kind of, if you're woken up in the night, you've kind of got your alarms on, right? This is like you're ready to go. Can somebody in the chat roll for me? Can we do? It's just 20s, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so below 10 and below is Oro wakes up, and above that is Randall wakes up. Is it /roll? Is that it?
I don't remember.
Oh,
D20.
there you go.
There we go.
Oh, there you
Thank
go.
you for coming in here, remembering the commands.
Though we don't even remember.
Is that in the description below the channel? Because if we need to have that.
Should be.
Thank you for. In which case, Randall, you wake up. You wake up to first a bunch of kicking, and the sheets are kind of tugged away from you somewhat, and then you hear the patter of kind of foot on floorboard. You see that Noralie is peeking out the window, and then she kind of rapidly runs over to, quietly but quickly, pads over to the other side of the room, picks up a chair, and wedges it under a door handle, or the door handle.
I think initially when Randall like wakes up, he's probably a bit like confused, and then like sees Noralie by the window and is like, "Okay, what's up?" And then the second like she starts moving to the door and like barricading it, he's gonna be like jumping up, like grabbing his weapon and being like, "Okay, like what's up? What's happening?"
I'm sorry. I had a dream, and someone's coming, but I don't know when. And they could be here now, or they could not. I just got worried. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up.
It's all right. It's okay. But there's no one outside.
I don't know. I couldn't see anyone out the window. It's hard to tell with the dreams. It could be today. It could be in an hour. It could be in a week.
Should we keep someone on watch then? Like if it could be that soon.
Just in case.
Okay. Do you want me? I'll take a watch.
I think I'll just stay up for a little bit because I don't think I can go back to sleep right now.
Okay.
But I can wake you up in a couple of hours.
Okay. And I'm like gonna take my stick to bed. Like, do not like.
Okay, excellent. Thank you guys for that. That's
I'm not finished.
You're not finished. I'm so sorry. Continue. Let me get my popcorn.
I was just going to say, like, as you're like, okay, and you start to go back to bed, she's like, "Thank you for believing me."
It's all right. I mean, lots of dreams mean things.
I hope this one doesn't. Good night.
Okay. So a couple things. First off, thank you for stopping me. If you guys are RPing something and you've got something you want to do, stop me. That's fine. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell if the scene has come to a close.
Oh yeah, for sure. No worries.
So you stop me if you need to. Second off, Stroey's just jumped a bunch of gift subs into chat.
Thank you,
Oh my
Stoey.
Hey Stroey, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see
No.
you. Third off, there's been so much going on in the game that I haven't had a chance to say hello to anybody in chat. Hi to everybody that's just popped in.
It means Santa's coming to bring presents. Oh, how I wish. I wish that's probably what that meant.
Usually we're a bit more chat focused, but I've been a bit involved in describing stuff. And now it's probably a good chance to take a bio break.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should
Bio.
get some water.
So if you don't need a bio break, stretch,
Stretch water.
And then
hydrate.
And then
I'm
what?
gonna get
Drink until
another
you need.
cider.
They need to be.
I stretch and every bone in my body just starts popping and cracking. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to turn the gain down on my mic so you can't hear my 80-year-old body. Hear me.
Right, so bio break.
Yes.
Our bio breaks are very short. We'll be back soon.
Thank you very much, Joey. Love you very much. Burp.
Oh. Hello there. This is a perfect opportunity for me to catch up on chat and to pop another Copperberg. Stream not sponsored. Oh man, I missed so much chat. Oh my god, too much chat. Adam at one point said that I'm a fucking genius, and I have no idea what that was for, but thank you. Hello there.
Hello.
I'm trying to scroll back through some of the chat that I missed.
Oh.
I love that you all came in and did an interpretive dance and then got timid about food.
Yeah, stew and good meal was brilliant. Yeah. What do I do with these
Hi,
chins?
Hannah.
Oh, the channel points. You get to redeem stuff if you have a certain amount of them. Click on the
Hookish
chins.
Spider says, no idea what's happening, but I saw Katie in the thumbnail and I knew it was her just by the foul crown. I love that whole interaction with the guy trying to get money from you busking because you weren't taking any money.
I still think that little goblin murder hobo should have murdered that hobo with the hat. Tempting. Epoxied wood. Are they really cool? You're really cool. How dare you? How dare you give compliments and not expect them back immediately?
I never watch anyone on stream ever. Oh, well, welcome to the wonderful world of Twitch. So we're actually probably as of next session, we're gonna add extra stuff for the chins for D&D. So obviously this is Jenny's channel. She does a lot of stuff with her chins.
It's true.
They're her chins. She can do what she wants with them.
Including becoming a goblin, 1 minute doodles and flexing if you want to show off. But we also have D6 bonuses, so you can redeem channel points to give 1d6. So between 1 and 6, depending on the luck of the draw, a bonus to our players or to me. But we're going to add some more. We're thinking of adding. So at the moment there's a limit of 3 on those, but we're thinking next time, if you guys are okay with it, and if chat's got Any thoughts? Please let us know. We'll have it so for combat and combat only, you can add, you can give D6s forever. There's not going to be any limit to them. They're going to still cost 3,000. Yeah, other than the number of chins you've got, there'll still be 3,000, but it'll be only for combat, which basically balances out how mean I am in combat. Which also takes me back to what Hannah said. I've never seen Tom DM. Kind of expected him to be less evil. Listen,
You haven't seen anything yet.
I don't know. I don't think I'm evil. I'm a bit in the middle, you know.
No one who's evil thinks they're evil.
True.
I pull some evil shit, but I'm also, you know, I try to let you get away with cool shit.
This is where I need a button for the clips of Tom doing his evil DM laugh whenever something happens.
I need the t-shirt. So was it Christmas? It was Christmas, right?
Yeah.
For Christmas, Jenny got me. She made me a custom t-shirt that had I can't remember the exact quote. It's actually next to my bed right now.
This is like, I'm the DM, so that means you can do whatever you want as long as it sounds cool.
So because like there's like a thing, you know, those shit like t-shirts that people buy, like the one that's like, I'm not saying I'm Batman, but have you ever seen me and Batman in the same room? Like that kind of like shit quality t-shirt.
Wait, hang on.
Where those but like that kind of thing where it's like there are t-shirts where it's like I'm the DM, so what I say goes. And I'm like, and I remember I said to Jenny, like, I don't want a t-shirt like that. I've got 2 of those t-shirts because people have bought them for me because they know I play D&D, so they're just like, I'll buy you a D&D t-shirt. I'm like, that's not how D&D works anymore. Like, it's not like the 90s. You know, we try and we do a story together, right? And I was like, I said, you know, I want a t-shirt that says something along the lines of like, I'm the DM, so as long as you can do whatever you want as long as it sounds cool. And then Jenny took that quote, put it on a t-shirt for my fucking Christmas present. So good. So good.
It's not the 90s anymore. I gotta go. Snorts, did you see the highlight video I did with Boots and the Animal Crossing thing the other day?
I was gonna say, Snorts, have you been booed?
Booed?
That was Bud and Dude at the same time.
Booed?
I haven't seen you in a couple of days.
You've been brood.
One time in college, some of my friends meant to call me bro. It was a bunch of guys, and they actually said broad. And then they're like, "What's broad?" And somebody was like, "Broad and broad. It's like when you're a girl, but you're a bro." And so they called me broad for forever, and it was great.
That's excellent.
Broad.
I did say I'm sleeping at normal times now. Oh yeah, shit, fuck.
You will pay me to be places for 8 hours.
That's a bummer.
God damn it.
I mean, it's good for you that you've got a good job that you're happy with. I am happy about that.
I guess that's more important. Oh.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Well, I'm glad that I've convinced Hannah that I'm just sort of evil. I'll take that. Okay. So we had that wonderful RP session there where we were talking about Randall's woken up and they've had a quick discussion without waking up Oro. That has made you guys want to go on a rotation watch, basically, even though you're sleeping in a tavern or an inn. Because Nerly's had just the foreboding sense of someone's coming. And
There they are.
Police. Turns out. But you managed to you put on a watch and now you're all awake in the morning. Oro, you slept fucking wonderfully. It was excellent. You are still on a high from how good last night was. Not only did you get a free room, not only did you get crowds and round of applause, you also made a little bit of extra money, which you weren't expecting, drummed up some extra business for the place you're staying at, and everything was great. It was
got a
fun.
good meal.
Yeah, and you managed to pull one over on someone who was trying to pull one over on you, which is
True. Highlight.
very good. Highlight. So you wake up feeling fucking amazing because you didn't wake up in the middle of the night. But it also means you have no idea what happened. So at this point, Randall has been up for a little while because he did the last watch. Nerdy
That was me.
wakes up. Nerdy, when you went back to sleep, you did not have any more dreams. I mean, well, nothing more than you usually do. You know.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Nothing remarkable.
As per the usual.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Good morning. You guys sleep good? I slept great. I feel replenished. I'm ready to nick some more hats of money from arseholes. How about you guys? You guys sleep good?
I'm glad you slept
Alright.
well.
Oh, what happened?
Was there a pee in the bed somewhere under the mattress?
Oh,
She
that
would
kind of
know.
pee. Right.
Oh, that kind of pee.
Oh,
Yes. Little did you know, Randall is a bedwetter.
This is how we find
roll for
out.
bedwetting. Did you?
Every
what?
night.
Constitution check every night.
Yeah, it's a 1d2.
1d2. This is when. Oh no, he's gonna lose it.
Oh no. Oh
It's a
no.
1d2.
But I have
Oh.
that dress that can't get dirty, so I feel like I would just end up like floating on top of the liquid a little bit.
Be like a waterbed.
Let's come on now. Come on now.
Come on.
Oh, I just had a bad dream.
What was your dream about?
Something coming. Remember how I felt exposed after what happened at the circus?
Do you know what they look like?
I know what several people look like who could be coming, but I don't know.
No, Tom,
who
there
it
was
is.
more to that sentence. Not
Yeah.
just I know what's
He's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know
We
who's
lost
coming.
him. We've lost
I know,
him.
he's
Well,
gone.
It's fully gone.
well, it's a
Two
water
siders is what I've had. 2 siders. I know what several people look like.
Who might be coming?
I'm sorry. I interrupted.
That's okay,
you.
no, you're fine, you're
You
fine.
just caught me off guard. And it made me laugh. Sorry, I'm good.
To be fair, Norley does sometimes give those kind of like what like answers, so like it's very fair to assume that that's where the sentence was going to stop. I don't know who it is. I know that unless they try to hide what they look like, they're going to be in grayish robes.
Grayish robes?
It'll probably look something like this, and I'm gonna like move the cloak out of the way and like make the dress look like so it's going to be, let me go back up and look at the description here. Hold on, where is it at? I think they're gray, I'm pretty sure. I wasn't prepared to know where this was at. Okay, hold on. Control
Are they
F.
did you have these robes way back when?
Well, it was a little bit different. Oh, gray. It'll be like either a gray or a blue fabric, but it's kind of like hand dyed looking, so not like overly vibrant, like rough spun. And there's like high probability that there'll be some sort of like moon and stars motif like around like the cuffs, so when she's kind of like showing you it, like it looks a little bit different than what she had been wearing, but similarly like rough spun, very like homemade looking, like well made but homemade, obviously not machine done. And there's like a grayish version and a bluish version, and then there's like embroidery around the sleeves.
Okay. Okay. We'll keep an eye out. It'll be fine.
That's an excellent Jenny face.
Am I helping?
Keep an eye out, I guess.
Yeah.
Somebody in a kind of greyish robe. Those aren't common. Does the robe that you've described look anything like the robes that they might have found you in when they first met you?
I think like the quality of the fabric would, but the shape and design of it wouldn't. Okay. There were some like moons and stuff, like around the edges of the sleeves, which would have been vaguely similar, but not the same exact motif.
Okay.
But it would have looked like similarly like handmade, if that makes sense. Like if we're in the sort of age where they can kind of like quote unquote mass produce cloth and there's like machines that weave it and stuff like that, or there's like people doing it, but like there's the like nice ones and then there's the like plain, very like functionally made ones. This would be more towards the like functionally made, like
Sure.
well made, not falling apart, but definitely more functional than like fine cloth or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, you said it was happening in the circus?
Well, I kind of the wings
Oh.
and everyone could see,
Oh.
and that kind of draws attention. Obviously, since Code apparently knew about them. So I don't know, it could be her, but I don't think so. I'm just going to keep my hood up.
Yeah. Okay. We'll look out for you anyway. Everything will be fine.
Thank you.
Did you have a bad dream, Randall, or are you pee the bed again? Or...
Every night. Clockwork.
I accidentally woke him up.
Nearly dreams every night.
Randall is... We all have our problems, okay, sometimes.
We're never going to be allowed back to this tavern.
He thought it was a good deal on the front end. He didn't know what he was going to be dealing with on the back end. Get out of my drawer, you crazy child. You can't just sit in the drawer. You're going to break it.
So fluffy.
She is so fluffy.
Oh, she's
Let's see
so
if she'll do the thing that she's been doing with me lately. Gracie.
that?
Gracie. Hey. Oh my gosh. Hey.
I want to get in that drawer. Let me in that drawer.
Hey. She's mad at me because I took her out of the drawer.
No.
Okay, so she's been nose booping me a lot lately. If I just like look at her and like don't like force her to let me love her or whatever. Yeah, she's mad. Right
She
now,
does She does not seem keen.
She's unkind or
I will
unhappy.
rest here and I'm comfortable, but you will not get your face near mine. Oh.
Oh.
And then it may be boop.
Oh.
There's a baby, maybe boop.
Do it.
Too much pressure now.
Kiss me.
She's mad at me. She's even put it. You see this? This is her like pushing me away from her. She's like, nope. Yeah, fine. I respect your boundaries. I respect your boundaries.
I respect your boundaries.
I just have to scratch her a little bit, and then she'll be fine. Anyway, we can continue. Sorry.
You were saying that you woke Randall up.
Oh yeah, just she I forget what Oro asked that made that appropriate to say. Like,
said,
did you have a bad dream too, or
yeah.
something like that? Yeah. No, I just woke him up.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. Actually, you could have had a bad dream.
I didn't. I don't dream very much.
Oh. Good, right? Am I right? Trying to make light of the situation. Just.
Am I right?
Am I right?
Fuck dreams, yo.
Fuck those dreams. But I would like to get moving. Sooner rather than later. I'm gonna go and like move the chair out from in front of the door handle.
yeah, imagine you waking up and there's the chair door's just been rammed on
Just like,
what happened last night? What did I sleep through? Bryce says, I had a dream that I peed the bed. Just a dream, not a real thing, just a dream. Don't check. Okay. Well, you gather what you want to bring with you and you take yourself downstairs and you find yourself that there is already breakfast that has been served for you. It's a very simple eggs and bacon, no beans or toast.
And breakfast.
Unfortunately, it's just straight up everything is the same for everybody, no matter what. But you guys get it for free.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
This time you are not served by the fancy gentleman from the prior evening,
Damn it.
but instead you are just kind of served by wait staff who are not people. I'm kidding. Listen, I can't come up with just characters for every part of every
bunch
part
of
of your day,
kobolds.
all right? It's just a bunch of
Surfing breakfast.
grey people that just don't have they have no faces, no
Grey?
nothing. They just
Great.
Do
Do
they have
they,
grey
they have
robes
things
on?
about cuffs?
No. they're just blob people who walk in. There's food on the
yes.
table. They float out.
Blob people. Okay.
Blah people, blah people.
But you have breakfast served to you. It is palatable,
Excellent.
but it's free, so extra flavor.
Double
Even
yes.
better.
Hell yeah.
Taste of freedom. Well, free.
I think when we're finished eating, and early, we just kind of like make sure to. I think the shifty dress is going to change into something really just like plain. Like I'll probably like look at what people around me are kind of wearing as I've had my like cloak pulled around me, and as we walk out, I'll like shift it into something that looks very like fitting in the city, if that makes sense. Like whatever looks like what people are wearing, really indistinguishable kind of look. That's what I'm going for anyway.
And what's the goal for today?
Find a boat.
Find a boat. Find a boat. Okay, well there are
On the water.
like the majority of the boats that are docked and have any kind of people around them are the larger boats that clearly have some kind of mercantile goal. That look like you're on the side of the river, as you discussed last time, that's going to be facing out, going down towards the Dragonmere. What in particular are you looking for here? Just, are you looking for a large vessel that might take some passengers, or are you looking for something smaller that you might be able to charter yourself?
I mean, probably a bigger one, considering I don't think any of us have, drove a boat before. Or at least Aro wouldn't immediately go for a small boat. She would go for a bigger one.
Okay, well then you tell me. That's a good question. Have any of you ever been on a boat before?
No.
I think at best it would have been like little like hollowed out tree type of little canoe-y things to get around like mountain rivers and things like that. Like maybe not even that intricate, like literally just like a rafty type thing, like not a boat at all.
Sure. Okay. So you can start poking around. You want to give me an investigation check?
Sure.
All of us, or
You get 2.
I better not do it.
Who's the
None of you are
smartest?
good at investigation.
was gonna say.
Nope, I have 0 investigation.
I also have 0 investigation.
Oh, I have 1. Okay.
Okay,
So
I'll do
Aura's
what?
definitely-
Oh!
Oh,
You see no boats. there are no
You fall
boats.
in.
To be
No.
fair, why did I even think that I would have a good like? Oh no!
With our forces combined, we see a shadow of a boat, maybe.
Don't find any boats.
Like we see
all.
boats, but we're so overwhelmed by the like how many options there are that it's just kind of like decision paralysis. And you're
That's
like,
exactly right. What happens
You
is
end up with a
essentially
horse.
you find yourself looking to make your way towards the boats, and what happens is actually it's like you've got a main street that's directly on that your inn was adjacent to, and there is like a slightly lower street that is absolutely 100% adjacent to it, but for some reason there are like barriers in front of it, and you can't even really find your way down to the boats. Like something is just baffling to you how you would even get to the boat place. Getting down to the jetties itself, and it is already a task. And you're just like, you know what? We'll get to that bridge when we have to cross it. First, we will look at the boats and see if we can find any of the boats that might be appropriate for us. The larger boats, for the most part, are they're in one of 2 categories: either skeleton crew, nobody's on it, or it's rammed, looking like it's about to leave. With the smaller boats, you can see that there are a couple of people who are maybe they have shipping like fishing vessels that look like they might be. There are a few people on them, but there is a large enough kind of cargo area. The main body of the boat is large enough that it could carry a lot of fish on the front of it. But discerning between which would be a good choice for you is very fucking difficult, and finding one, you just have absolutely no luck finding anybody who will talk to you is the most of the problem. You are not familiar enough with boats to know whether or not this boat is better than this boat, whether or not the individuals who are, working around those boats are going to be trustworthy. They all just look like in your eyes, they're wearing uniform. They're all exactly the same. It's impossible for you to tell.
Also, I think Neurally initially was thinking like probably something smaller so that it'll be faster. So while they're talking about it, it's like a bigger one. Oh, do you think a bigger one would be better? I was thinking a smaller one would be better. So we're just so like caught up. It's like difficult to even figure out what to do.
Is there a rent your own boat thingy that you get on like those little river tour things?
Little pedalo.
Yeah, little pedalo. Does it look like a swan?
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check. In this campaign, I've started to use investigation checks to intimidate my players.
If only we would have known this, so we made ourselves smarter at the beginning. That would have been
Listen,
great.
the last campaign that we had intelligence was the dump stat for everybody. Everyone was thick as shit. I thought maybe
True, but I'm
it'd be
pretty sure
different.
I took expertise in investigation last time, and we very rarely used it.
It's me developing as a DM.
learning how to play around Kay's fucked up bard characters.
No, learning how to properly use skill checks. Okay, so we got 7 this time. Excellent rolls today. Oro is a mixture of terrible and crits. Okay, you have found one individual who looks like they are willing to take passengers. It doesn't look like it's a rent your own boat situation, but you can see that they are asking individuals who come past, not every single person, but if they see someone slow down and start looking at the boats in a way that might suggest that maybe they want to get on one, they walk over and they have a small conversation, and it looks like they're trying to find business. They're trying to find business. Okay. And that is the individual that you spot. You think that person looks like they are willing to rent out their boat. You can see that they are wearing attire that absolutely fits a sailor. You can see that for the most part, they are very close to a kind of a medium-sized vessel. It's only going to carry people, from what you can tell. It looks like it maybe has a small cargo hold, but it doesn't look like it's it doesn't look like a fishing vessel. It doesn't look like it's going to carry a huge amount of goods or people. And he looks like, a businessman.
Sold.
Let's go talk to the businessman.
Well, you've got a destination. You find your way there somehow across the impenetrable barrier between the street that you're on and the street that you want to be on. You realize that there are stairs that go down there. Oh, Katie's.
I realized I was muted. You paused for a second. I was like, it's like one of those situations where like the locals know where the stairs are, but
exactly,
you don't know where the stairs are. Yeah.
It's one of those this bizarre situations where you're just like, well, if this has clearly been made in with one thing in mind and has now retroactively kind of changed into a different situation, and at some point everyone figured out that, oh, you need to do, take this, take a left down here, this winding little corridor. Like there's this, like, the staircase just looks like it's like a service entrance to something, but actually it's like the main thoroughfare down to the boats. And you finally figure that out, and you take some steps down there, and you find yourself next to this gentleman, and he turns around and he sees that you're observing the boats, and you actually seem to have a destination. It's him going straight towards him. Hello!
Hi.
Are you looking to rent a boat?
Yes, that's exactly what we were looking to do. Yeah.
Fantastic! Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Honestly, to charter a boat out here, I need a little extra coin, and if you're willing to pay, we can help each other out. That's what we need.
How much?
Well, I mean, how many people are you bringing?
Oh. This is now that I realise that Nugget exists. I'll just ask 3, and then maybe Nugget flies in the distance, and I remember Nugget just coming back. And a giant bat.
Giant bat. So, you what? Sorry, what? You're bringing
big bat and us 3.
A big bat, like a weapon.
No.
Club.
No. I could core. I could core and hope that.
Descending from the sky, a huge bat. Nugget reveals their presence. What the fuck?
It's fine. He's cool. This is Nugget. He's my bat pal. We're adventurers. We're adventurers. It's my.
Oh, okay. Yep. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you've got the get up. You got weapons. You kind of look the part.
Thank.
And you've got a giant fucking bat.
She's just like staying there quietly with her hood up, so she definitely looks like the creepy wizard or whatever.
Yeah, there's definitely something intimidating about her there. And what's her deal?
Well, oh, she's just another adventurer, just in our party.
Just another adventurer. No, like weird demon magic going on there.
No.
No spooky gonna stab you business.
I'll use prestidigitation to just make a flower and give it to him, like a little token, like a little.
Oh.
Yay. Okay. Cool.
It's not demony. That was the idea.
Yeah, I know. I get it. Trust in me.
Yeah.
20 gold each. Take you anywhere you want to go. Not including the bat. The bat can come for free.
Oh wow, it's very kind. I turn around to them both. Is that a good deal or is that a bad deal?
That seems like a lot of gold for how far we want to go. Like, we don't need to go that far, do we?
If you were to estimate the distance between Walloon and Blue Stitch, that would probably take a day.
Okay.
Like walking or boat?
On a boat, that would take a day. Walking, there is no road there. Walking would take probably 2, if not a little bit longer, depending on the terrain.
I guess that depends on stage whisper. I guess that depends on how much money people generally make in the city and whether or not taking 2 or more days of his time is worth 60 gold. That does seem like a lot, but I don't know if that's normal for the city.
It's probably because it's also like just us.
That could be it too. Maybe we should ask around and then we can come back.
He might have also priced it so that we don't take it because we scared him a little bit. The whole bat thing.
That'd be 300 gold each, please.
Listen. Are you happy with this deal?
I mean, it seems like quite a lot of money.
Are you suggesting that I'm overcharging you? Listen, we are fast friends. I feel like there's a connection here. Sorry, your name is?
It's Oro.
Oro? Pleasure to meet you.
And you
My name
are?
is Kestrel. It's a pleasure. Your name is, and he looks to each of you. We got a spooky wizard and...
Randall,
buddy. Hey, it's nice to meet you. Spooky wizard?
Gnarly.
Nurily, he says nice and loudly. Okay, excellent. It's a pleasure to meet every single one of you. listen, maybe I put the price point a little bit too high. Maybe I could knock it down a little bit. How would we feel about that?
That depends by how much buy.
I'm thinking maybe 15 gold each.
It might not be that you're charging too much. It might just be that what we need is something that's a little more economical.
15 gold is. I mean, I'll be honest with you. You'll struggle to find anything better than that. I gotta charter the boat. I gotta talk to the master harbor person. We gotta try and get out of here. And where do you want to go? We gotta buy rations.
What's it called? Where's the place we're going? Was it?
So you need to go to a smuggler's cove named the Drake's Underbelly.
And I don't think
It
we know.
is a smuggler's cove. So whether or not you want to be, transparent with the fact that you're going to a smuggler's cove, which is illegal.
Hey, but if we're paying 15 gold and he's take us anywhere,
paying for his silence. But the closest place that you were informed of is Blue Stitch.
Blue Stitch.
It's in a little delta. Little, not delta. Jetty. What's that called? What is the little inlet there called? Those things. There's a word for those.
Estuary?
Estuary is a good word.
Estuary.
Where's Adam when you need him?
There's lots of different ones, and I don't know which one is which.
You can blink 100 times if you're okay. Never blinks.
I have no way of knowing if this is like a proper price, but it is worth like, I forget who just mentioned it, but like paying for a silence does kind of seem like maybe okay, but we don't exactly know where we're going. We know that it's roughly near here, but we're looking for something. We don't know what we'll find, whatever. I don't know. I feel like we would have had those conversations before actually talking to the guy.
Yeah, we probably would have, yeah. Over breakfast in the morning or just waking up.
Yeah.
I'm
looking to see how much money I have.
I'm loaded.
So one thing, I'm loaded. Did you just say?
I'm loaded.
I got a lot of money.
I made 2 gold last night. One thing I will highlight that your characters might take into consideration is that this isn't a ticket somewhere. You are asking someone to take you somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, this train goes from A to B. It's I'd like you to, I'm getting a taxi situation.
Yeah. Which are definitely more expensive.
But that's why maybe we don't want a taxi. Maybe we want a bus. Or
to where?
Like a cargo ship that happens to be going down river.
Blue Stitch? Maybe, yeah.
The Blue Stitch.
If you're gonna like lean in and say maybe we want to try to find like a passenger ship or something, or are you just kind of thinking that in your head?
No, I'd say that when because we were talking about how it's more expensive like just for us because we're basically taking the whole ship. But like,
we could always
I'm sure.
look for something else and come back.
Yeah. Let's look for a big boy ship.
We'll think about it and we'll be back, maybe.
I really think this is the best option you're going to have to go wherever you want to go.
Can I insight check him?
3 and your giant bat.
I don't even think he has a boat. I think he's just going to then go and get a boat. Like he's just a middleman.
Just going to steal it and just like take off. Oh my god, I give up. That's fair. That's fine.
Oh my god, I give up.
Can I?
He seems like a very keen businessman.
Yeah.
Can I do insight and see if I think he even owns a boat?
Yes.
Somebody roll better than me. Hey.
is walking the walk. He's talking the talk. He stood in very close proximity to a boat. He seems relatively familiar with the boat.
But he made it sound like he had to go off and like.
It seems like to you that this gentleman owns the boat that he stood next to.
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, you've got a 14, 15
Yeah,
for benchmark for good rolls.
All right. So what you're saying is I've got stew. I haven't got good food.
You're one away from the good food.
The good food.
Can I do an insight check about a slightly different question about the boat?
I feel like we've already kind of like, let's go look for something else. So if like, I'm just going to kind of start like backing away and like heading back out to like take a look at everything.
Yeah.
Sure. So are you looking for a bus?
Something that looks more like a passenger ship. Yeah, maybe that has a lot of like traveler-y looking people on it.
Can I have a look to see if there's any signs that have like place names on them?
Like
now that we're down, like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, now that we're like down on the waterfront, there might be like a couple places where it's like the
Sure.
daily ferry between Walloon and Blue Stitch.
Roll me an investigation check.
I hope.
Best skill in the game. No one ever levels it.
So now that we're Neville.
Oh my god! I'm so good at investigating.
I have found all of the signs. None of them are useful.
Shit.
Best skills have to be insight, perception, investigation, and like persuasion. Like those have to be like maybe Arcana as well. Throw in a little bit of Arcana in there.
Feel like you're gonna have to get a
Cheeky
feat.
sleight of hands. The moment where Tom has to make up another boat person. DM 90% making up characters on the spot.
If the DM do want to make up new characters, they shouldn't have priced things so high. Just saying.
Also, we don't have to-
person for characters who have made quite a lot of money and want to charter one specific boat to go to another specific place.
But we don't
That
know if
seems
that's
fair.
too much. That's the thing.
Well, you didn't see if you could estimate how good that was. You just said, "Is he dodgy as fuck?" And I said, "No."
I did at one point say we even had a whole conversation about not being able to like
You
whether
did,
or not we
yes.
knew that was going to be.
You
too
said,
much.
"I don't know if." You didn't say, "Does my character know if?"
That's fair. That's fair.
The real friends were all the NPCs we made the DM name all along the way. Yeah, if you name them, they die. That's what happens.
Yeah. But also, we
Uh,
don't have to RP every interaction. So if he does find a boat that's going where we're going, then we can just do the like
Oh, how
talk
convenient!
to someone and how much
In,
is
a,
it?
in an interaction that you have that is not RP'd, you meet another individual who has a boat, and they are chartering a boat down to Dawn Gleam. What happens in this instance is that mostly you have found a couple of different people who are shouting out locations, basically. Pardon me. And essentially what happens is it's not so much that a sign is up that says daily trips to blah, blah, blah. It's more that, have you ever seen Firefly?
Yes.
Firefly/Serenity?
Mm-hmm. Many times religiously. It's one of the few things that I'll watch.
Oh my god, this is bad. This is bad for Doxy. So in this we have a scene that I was going to refer to that is irrelevant for everybody apart from Katie and maybe some people in chat, where if you need to go somewhere and make some cash along the way, you might stand basically in a crowded place full of other people who are doing a similar thing and say, "We're going to XYZ. Come to me if you want to come to XYZ. We're taking passengers." Essentially. So there are people who are standing here saying, you know, some of them are just they're selling fish, but some of them are saying, you know, we're going to Dawn Gleam. This is a ship to Westgate. Like they're looking for passengers that will fill their hold, basically.
Make extra money.
Pay them a bit of money just to help them make some extra cash on a pre-chartered run.
So the person who's yelling the name you're saying is Kaylee. Wait, no, I shouldn't have given her a name. I don't want her to die.
Now, yeah, she's called Kaylee. Yeah,
Heck.
But so the gist that you get from you talking to these different individuals is that for the most part, what they do is they will take you from A to B. They don't make stops along the way, because the boats that do this are the much bigger boats, where usually they have a deadline to meet. Like stopping the boat is a lot more of a hassle. It's not just an easy way for them to just like, they can't just pull over kind of situation. It's not a coach, or rather it is a coach. Like maybe they have a couple of destined places that they'll stop off at, but they won't stop at your house. They'll stop around the corner.
But is Blue Stitch one of their stops along the way? Because it seems like a good jumping point before heading off into the Dragon.
Not.
Darn.
You ask during your investigation, of which you got a natural 20. You ask a little bit about Blue Stitch as well, and you find that Blue Stitch is actually it's a large village bordering on small town. It is a fishing village, and for the most part, it's not a destination that is remarkable in any way. It is not somewhere that people really ask for travel to. And you think the best that you could get for a ship that's definitely going in that kind of direction would be Marsemba. That would be the closest.
So while I'm asking about this, if they mentioned the fishing stuff,
yep.
Would any of the people here who are selling fish be selling fish and have set sail from Blue Stitch?
Your investigation turns up that essentially most people, when they are fishing, don't do so along the Wyvernflow River. What they'll do is they'll sail out to the kind of coast of the Dragonmere, and they will fish around there, and then they will come back, or they might do so up into the Wyvern Water, and they'll come back to Walloon.
But they might come back to Walloon, sell their fish, and then go back to Blue Stitch where they live.
Yeah, that's also a possibility.
So are any of the fishing ships that are here selling fish, if I ask them, are any of them going back to Blue Stitch?
You want to ask the fishermen, the people who are selling, the fishmongers.
Yep.
Rather than
the ones which have like obvious fishing boats.
Sure. Give me another investigation check, but with advantage because it's rolling off the back of your crit.
Also, since he did find already passage that would have gone to Moonever, how much would the ticket from Walloon to Moonever have been?
No, to Marsemba.
Oh, to Marsemba. How much would that one have been?
So with that probably would have been closer to 10 gold pieces.
Okay.
So you want to well, we got a 13 on your roll to see if you could find another fishermonger.
And I was going to say also, since like I try not to use guidance on something that I couldn't have known somebody was doing, but since we're actively searching, could I have guidanced him for that?
I mean, you tell me. Is that something Nerly would do? Would Nerly just be low-key casting guidance all the time whilst he's popping around?
Well, she hasn't done it any time up until this point, but now that we kind of have like gotten some momentum and we have more of an idea of what we're looking for, I think that like this one, when he's like, oh, but what if we found like a fisherman that was from Blue Stitch? She's like, that's a really good idea.
How cool would that spell be in real life, though?
That would be the best.
Yeah,
constantly
I would
like boop 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 boop.
Just before I did literally everything. Like if I'm making a flower crown, every single flower that I glued down would just be like guidance glue, guidance glue, guidance glue.
I love the idea of it having like a verbal component, so you've got to just like sit there talking to yourself the entire time whilst you're doing it.
When I'm streaming and making flower crowns, I'm constantly talking to myself. Anyway,
yeah, but I like the idea of it, the spell itself requiring a verbal component that's like self-affirmation. So you're sat there like, you can do this.
I think I can. I think I can. I think I can.
Use it before I took like even a drink of water. Just avoid throwing it on yourself every time.
Don't want to go down the wrong tube. That'd be
It's true.
terrible.
Can't tell you how many times
Would
I've
you have to
choked on my own
roll? Would
water.
you have to roll a skill check to make the flower clown, or to place each individual flower?
Oh,
Would it
you
be-
absolutely are rolling a skill check every time you're gluing down one of these goddamn flowers. I love these things, but let me tell you, there are times where I've just like gotten through. Like you have to I have to the big ones especially. There's like a little bit of glue that goes down so it doesn't roll around, and then I have to like build a base around it, and then I have to go like up and around, and I have to like build a flat back so it doesn't poke you in the head. And it's like, do I have one within arm's reach that has a big flower on it? That one's not a good example because that's one of my older ones. Here, let me grab this one. Come here.
Hey, Richie.
This
Thank you for
big
subscribing.
sunflower.
Oh, I like that one.
This is what that required. I had to create this.
Oh, you got like I see what you mean now. Yeah.
So I
yeah,
have
yeah.
to build it onto there with hot
Yeah.
glue.
Oh,
Because I've
shit.
tried using with wire and stuff too, and the wire just doesn't work the way that I would want to. So it is the size of your face, yes. This is one of the other ones that I wear sometimes. But like even the little ones, it takes a little bit of that. And then when you're placing little things, you sometimes have to like glue petals in specific like directions to cover up empty spaces. Like it is all very skill thing based. And I was not very good at it when I started. let me tell you.
Well, now you're very skilled. You get expertise. Hey, Richie. Nice to see you, bud.
So yes, every single flower is a skill check.
Anyway, so you think you could get a ticket to Mazemba for about 10 gold. You do not find a fishmonger who is going back to Blue Stitch, unfortunately.
That's fair. Honestly,
Many of them seem to be from within Walloon. A few of them have kind of migrated from Junaril up the Wyvern Flow, and they are just they've taken the flow of the river in, and they'll turn around to get to the right side of the river when they go back.
if we were going to pay 10 to get to ride a ship going to Marzimber and have to try to convince them to let us off halfway, then 15 to get there isn't really that bad.
Yeah.
Nope, that's true. We should just get going then.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Here we are, sat with all this money that we never spend.
You never know.
But if we spent it liberally like that, we wouldn't have any money.
Exactly.
Also, Nerly wants to try to save some of it to help fix up the like home base. Hire a mason because they're a bit expensive for like a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are skilled labor. It is fair, but it is like costs money.
So we go back to Kestrel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You're back!
Hey, what up, my dude?
You're back with your giant bat, which is a very normal thing.
Isn't he cute? Really cute though, right? It's called Nugget. Yeah, there we go. They're very cute.
Now, can I interest you in a one-way ticket down to wherever the fuck you want to go?
I think we would appreciate that very much. Please, sir.
Excellent! Very excited to get out of this city and take you to where you want to go, which is...
Blue Stitch.
Blue Stitch.
Where?
Blue Stitch.
You want to go to Blue Stitch?
Yeah.
Why?
Adventurers, mate. Should have just been told to go to Blue Stitch. I know what to say it.
Okay, yeah, yes. We will take you to Blue Stitch. Do you want to go
Now?
like now? You want to go like now?
Yeah, now.
Do you have
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah, got things and stuff.
Is this all the stuff? That's all your
Yep.
stuff.
All of my stuff.
And also the bat.
And the bat. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's you and the bat, and that's all the stuff that you bring in.
Yeah.
And you're adventurers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Hop on board. I will be back in half an hour. I've got to talk to the harbour master, charter us out here.
Sick. Okay. Sounds great.
Okay?
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Uh-huh.
Excellent. This is the boat here.
Hmm?
She's called the
Duchess.
Margaret?
made up name. Margaret.
I was like,
She's
I was
called
like,
the Margaret.
is this Tom like stopping to make up a name, or the guy being like, she's is like looking over
Well,
at the
the worst
name?
part was I was gonna call the ship the word the word for being able to just come up with stuff on the spot.
Improv.
Yes, I was gonna call it the improv, but I couldn't remember the name of improv.
Oh no.
Beautiful.
Oh my god. She's
Odie
called Margaret now.
McBoatface.
She's called Margaret. She's called the Margaret.
Beautiful.
I'm writing that down in the notes.
Margaret. Yeah,
Oh,
the
who was
irony.
Margaret?
You're gonna put your stuff on the Margaret. Okay, my sweet baby,
Sweet baby Margaret.
Sweet baby
my sea
Mags.
wife, and we're gonna sort us, and we're gonna get out of here. Okay,
Okay, sounds great.
excellent. Can I have the payment now so that I can pay the harbor master?
Yeah.
Doc's face. Oh, I don't like people who ask me for money.
Well,
Can we
it's more
pay-
of the yeah.
Yeah, can we pay half now and half when we get there?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
there's a baseline fee that I need to pay to get this boat out of here,
Okay.
and that's the money that I need from you now.
And then give him 7 gold then. And then the rest I'll give him when we get there. He said 15 is uneven, so
Yep. Same.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Randall. And Noga gets a free ticket. I'm very generous.
You are. Thank you.
So generous.
It's very kind.
Okay. Back in a bit.
All right.
Hops off and skips down the
3 hours later.
It does take an hour for him to return rather than the half an hour that he promised, but he does come back and he's got a sealed and stamped envelope on him, and he waves and he's just like, "We're out of here. We're out of here. You got all your stuff on the boat?
Yeah.
Good old Margaret. We're getting out of here. Very happy." And you get yourself up there, and he undocks the ship. Like I said, it's a medium-sized vessel that is just him. It seems that essentially it is a very large dinghy, and it's a very simple sailing vessel. But he's confident, by the look of it, that he can pilot this thing on his own. It takes the best part of an hour for you to even get out of Walloon because of the sheer amount of traffic.
The traffic, yeah.
There are
Terrible
so
this
many
time.
boats here.
Shouldn't
There
have
are
left
only
rush
so
hour.
many boats on this river. But you do manage to get onto the Wyvern Flow proper, and you start sailing down south. This guy gives me Undead King guy vibes. What? Starting to suspect all these characters are actually the same person, just doing different voices. Wait a second.
now comes the best part of the game, making the DM name all the nautical terms correctly.
No, thank you. Let's leave that one. I've spent a little time on boats, but I'm not a competent swimmer, not even remotely a competent swimmer.
Oh, no.
But my dad did have a dinghy when I was little, and we lived out in the middle of nowhere where there was a nice river that we could sail around, which I enjoyed a lot. But also there was the constant threat of me basically going overboard and being like, I can't, this is very cold and I don't know what to do. So we didn't sail very frequently, but it was good when we did.
Next time you come visit, I'm out to teach you how to swim. I literally
Like I said-
I can float without even moving. And if I just breathe deeply enough, I float up out of the water. I'm just a really good swimmer. It's like silly.
I'm so good at swimming, I could just breathe deep and float.
Like upright, not even on my back.
I think this is a very personal moment. I'll share this with you. No, when I was a kid, our family went swimming, and there was the kiddie pool was adjacent to the adult pool, but there was a small lip where basically like the kiddie pool was sectioned off by a fence, but it was like for kids it was like waist high, so it was not very high at all. And as a kid, you would just kind of hop over it. Then there was a step, and then after that step, it was like 2 meters deep. I was not tall at this stage in my life. And my dad was in the adult pool, and I'd come out of the kiddie pool, and I was like, gonna hang out with my dad. Take a step forward, and I go under, but my dad didn't notice. So I was under the water for like realistically, probably like, I don't know, 20 seconds tops, like not a very long amount of time.
That's
but
a long time when you think you are drowning, though.
It has scarred me for life. So I have a bit of a thing about having my head underwater. So swimming for me is difficult because getting water above here is like traumatic for me. One of my exes once, I was in the bath, and she came in and she was messing with me. So she got some water and she put it over my face. We got in a very serious fight because getting water here, our friendship is over. Like I can't deal with it. So yeah, no, not very good at swimming, me.
Oh.
I can like doggy paddle, but I don't go anywhere. The worst part is I've taught other people to swim. I've given other people the confidence to swim, and they can swim way better than I will ever be able to swim. Because we've gone on holiday or whatever, and there's been a swimming pool, and I'm like, well, even I can swim. Not very well, but I can swim. And I've given them the confidence to do it, and they can swim. And now I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Okay. You're on a boat. And D&D stuff. And
Jack.
And it's
Lol,
going
I was
fast,
in the
man.
Navy.
I was in the Navy. I'm taking Tom for swimming lessons. It's partially me not being competent even remotely, but also there's like a psychological aspect of me not wanting to get my head under the water. So
That's
it's
totally
not
fair.
It's not necessarily like if it's not going to be about your ability to teach swimmers, it's about my ability to overcome how terrifying that is for my subconscious. Like consciously I'm like, I can manage underwater for a little bit, but the second my head goes underwater, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die. So yeah, don't expect me to take you up on that offer for swimming lessons. It's very nice of you to say so, but it's probably never ever gonna happen ever. Anyway, you're on a boat, and you've got your bat, and you've got Kestrel, and you're floating down.
And
fast
Xanax
down.
and then
Flow.
laps.
The big blue water.
Sorry. Yes. I've got
Excellent.
not a nautical theme stitched into the clothes that I'm wearing, unfortunately, for the song purposes.
But you are on your way to your destination. It occurs to you as you're sailing down the Wyvern Flow that you don't really know much about Kestrel. And he cracks open some bevs, and he shares them with you, and he's like, "So what crazy adventures do you have to tell me about? I want to hear all your stories."
Well, I want to hear about you, Kestrel. What
Me?
do you do? Yeah.
Little old me.
Little
Well,
you.
I like to procure things and sell them. You know, that's how I make my fortune.
Mhm.
I like to find things. I like to sell them on.
What's the coolest thing you've ever found?
That's a very good question, Oro. That's an excellent question.
Thank you.
Man, what is the coolest thing I've ever found? There's been a lot of me having to make shit up today. And I'm not happy with it.
It's D&D.
There is I mean, I once found this incredible jewel. Okay. That I sold on very recently. That gave the power of flight.
Whoa.
Straight up gave the power of flight. I sold it for a fortune.
How much is that?
50 gold.
Wow, that's a fortune.
Now, I don't have it on me, just in case you were thinking of robbing me. I've invested that money.
Of course.
Right? Well, invested. I might have gambled it.
Oh, Kestrel, no. Oh.
That's why I needed help getting out of the sea.
Oh.
I don't have any money. But you've funded me to get back home.
Wait, where's your home?
Well, I mean, I live in Walloon, but
Oh.
but now I can sell my debts.
Oh. Excellent.
Conveniently, you didn't have to go far. Really, it was a win-win. Either you wanted to go really far away, and I never had to go back and pay off my debts, or you wanted to go somewhere pretty close, and it wasn't that big of a deal for me.
Yeah.
That's not so bad. So tell me about all your cool stuff. What's the best thing you ever found and sold?
I make this soap, and I pull out one of my like pieces of soap. We'll say it's the Harebell soap that I've made.
It is really, really lovely. It smells amazing. He goes, "The hell is that?"
Soap?
Woo! Woo! That smells expensive. Can I have some? For free.
Sure. I'll like break off a square, a little like corner of it or something.
What do I do with it?
You wash yourself.
Oh, it's slippery.
It's dry soap right now.
Yeah, he is filthy from head to toe and covered in like just the spray of the river.
I'll take out like a bowl and like a little bit of water from like the. Actually, I'll just like is this small enough that I can like lean over and like dip some water into the bowl off the side of the ship?
It's yes, you definitely can.
Okay.
It's like it's maybe 3 meters across. Like it's stable enough, and it seems to have some storage underneath the main deck, but it doesn't have an additional floor. So it's very much kind of just a very simple boat, with a large kind of main sail that Kestrel is currently controlling with a rudder at the back, which is for the most part at a height that is not problematic for you.
Okay.
But you would have to. I mean, you could get over there as long as the sail wasn't in the way. You could walk. If the sail was low, then or close to the center of the boat, then you would have to kind of like shimmy. But you can.
That's fine. I was thinking more like, is it too tall for me to actually like lean far enough over without falling in to get water?
No, you can get it.
So I'll just like dip some water into a bowl and set it down and like use the bit that's not his to kind of like wash my hands. And I'm like, soap.
Wow. This is what clean hands feel like. This is what it's like to be rich. Rich people do this. You must have so much money. Why didn't I charge you more? Why were you so reluctant to give me 20 gold?
Well, this is just something that I made and brought with me.
But you sell them?
Once long ago.
To like rich people?
Just to a trader.
I see. Fascinating. Soap, you called it. Soap.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Soap. Very well.
Soap.
This intrigues me.
Did Adam just start the conversation of what are cookies in the UK? Oh no, not the cookies talk.
He specifically said, since there hasn't been enough shenanigans, what are cookies in the UK?
Hannah says, I've decided if you lot get Kestrel killed, I will riot. Found a modified portable hole that was roughly 1 foot around. When folded up, it had a permanent cleaning effect from precipitation on any surface that it was used to wipe. The creator was a mage who wanted to market these as a porterhole for times. I like that. That's clever.
Oh my gosh.
I love how you just straight up ask about cookies in the UK for a lack of shenanigans. Hey, Rain, how's it going, buddy? And what categories did goldfish fall into?
Fish.
Did we answer that question? They're not cookies.
Well, I don't really know
They're
what
not
goldfish
biscuits either.
is.
They're a savory snack. What do you mean you don't know what goldfish are?
Oh, we both thought of like the fish goldfish, and that's why we were like, fish?
I feel like I've seen you eat goldfish.
Yeah, but when you say what category are goldfish in, my brain just went to the fish instead of the food.
Oh yeah, goldfish definitely aren't cookies. They're like savory snacks.
Some might call them
Yeah, like-
crackers.
Yeah.
Maybe. I wouldn't say, like, if I asked someone, can you buy me some crackers, and they came back with that, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
That's
that's
not what I
true.
wanted.
No, that's not it.
It's a savory snack is what it is.
I guess we just call anything savory and crunchy a cracker. Because there's like saltine
Unless it's a
crackers
chip.
and there's Ritz crackers. Well, yeah, because that's
Oh, no,
flat and not
chips.
baked like that. Like, come on now.
Come on now, docs. Honestly. Please.
The cleric who dumped out the hole was not happy. Oh,
Oh, no.
Sentence. What a beautiful sentence that was.
When he says this is really rich, I'm going to, I think Nerly's going to get a little bit distracted and is going to be like, also I can do this, and I'm just going to prestidigitation his clothes clean.
People are going to ask questions
About your clothes being clean?
about why I don't have this sailor allure.
Grit.
Because you washed them?
I just, we,
You could probably charge more money from people if you are clean.
It's fancy, you know, richer. Money.
this isn't
Well.
my day job.
Oh.
Right? I find stuff and I sell stuff. I don't ship people around. And if people find stuff for you, they expect a bit of dirt. All right? They expect a little bit of dirt. It's okay. I've got soap now. I can be fancy. I can be a fancy person.
Yeah.
Do you wash your bat?
I think he washes himself.
You can't just ask
With
someone a
soap?
personal question. Nugget cleans
Wash your
himself.
bat with soap?
Nugget cleans himself. He doesn't need.
He cleans himself with soap?
How do baths be?
Yeah, I don't really know, but I was just gonna say
I'm
bats
assuming
clean.
it's just licking, right? It's
Yeah.
just gonna be like,
Bats like to groom themselves just as much as cats do. They lick themselves thoroughly to keep themselves clean while hanging upside down.
zoology degree. I did not do a zoology.
Googleology degree.
Bats take dust baths.
Chinchillas
Well,
take dust baths.
Google doesn't agree with you there, chum.
Some bats.
Chum.
Wait,
Wait,
Oh,
no,
wait,
that's
that's-
chinchillas. Yes. I knew that because chinchilla's fur is so fine that they can't actually get it wet because it messes it up really bad. So they take dust baths.
Well, we've all learned something new today, especially Kestrel.
Yeah.
True.
And Nerly kind of feels bad about it now, so she's just gonna like move away and be quiet again.
Okay. Well, you settle down and you enjoy each other's company for a little while, and you kind of just settle into the boat. You started off quite early in the day, and you expect that it will take you about a day's worth of travel to get there, and that you will probably be arriving at evening time, late evening, early night. So you kind of settle, and things become a bit boring, really. There's not a huge amount to do on a boat. But it gets to a point where you find yourself kind of trying to estimate where you are at. You're about kind of 10 o'clock at night at this point. There's a bit of a sunset going on, and there are some the river is still relatively wide, but you can see that either side, as you've been watching the river as it go, it kind of you're right there.
She just she started to fall, I think, so she just reached forward to steady herself with claws right out, so she just literally stabbed me in the back and then was turned around and was fine.
But either way,
out of the drawer earlier.
This is what you get. You're getting closer and closer to kind of the estuary, where the Wyvern Flow meets the Dragonmare, and you're realizing that the sides of the shore are now becoming more steep. It's as if you're finding yourself at cliff edges that run, and they're becoming quite tall now. At this point, they're maybe about 10 foot higher than sea level or the water level. And as you kind of get to a part of the river where you can see that it starts to open out to the sea, you can see that there are in the distance to your east, to your right, sorry, not to your east, to the west, to your right, as you are going south. Difficult brain. As you're in your boat, you can see that there are flickers of smoke kind of on the horizon. You think that it's possibly that you're finding your way to Blue Stitch. And what are our passive perceptions?
Not great.
Mine's 15.
15.
15.
Nuggets is 11.
I don't know what mine is, and I can't remember to find it.
Okay.
Also, did you see the
It's alright,
boop?
right?
She booped me.
She booped you. I'm so
Yeah, when
sorry.
she was sitting on the back of the chair.
Damn
It's okay.
You find yourself very acutely aware of the fact that Kestrel has left the helm, as it were, and is looking a bit uncomfortable.
it. You alright, my dude?
Yeah. Pads sweat away. Yeah.
What's wrong?
It's just sailing these waters. It's a tough thing to do. It's a lot of skilled sailing. He steps over to the helm again. Look, skilled sailing. It's stressful.
When did he start doing this? Oh, sorry.
I have done loads of sailing.
Inside check.
Specifically, were you sailing or were you on the boat?
You are confident, Oro, that he has sailed before. He's been, relatively competent up until this point. But there is something extremely shady about the way that he's acting right now. He's looking very suspicious. And you can see that his eyes are kind of darting to the cliff edges.
What's at the top of the cliff? Why'd you keep looking up there?
Oh my gosh, look at that. He points up to the cliff edge. As he does so, he ejects himself from the boat.
How?
Dives directly into the water. And he is submerged. You can see bubbles start to float to the surface. And you can see the vague shape of him trying to push himself to the east side of the cliff and away from the boat. You can see that he kind of gets pulled a little bit by the flow of the water. And as you do so, you are acutely aware of a kind of a shadow that crosses the sky. And you look up and you see that there is a hail of arrows that are soaring with a trajectory and a path directly towards the boat. And that is where we will end our session for today.
Next
Tom
session, they all
got
died.
his cliffhanger. Tom got his cliffhanger. His cliffhanger. Da, 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 da. Cliff arrows. Exactly. Exactly. It's literally got cliffs involved.
God damn it.
That is where we end
Arrows.
today's session. You guys are on a boat in the middle of a river that is leading out to sea with a bunch of arrows headed towards you. We are very close to Blue Stitch. We are very close, possibly, to the Smuggler's Cove. But either I would have pushed Shenanigans harder if you needed more time. Today I was so objective oriented. I don't know what it was. There was just so much actually DMing.
Actually, DM.
I don't know what it was. I apologize for
Yeah, how
DMing so
dare you.
much that I
How
left
dare you DM
chat
too
a
much.
little bit too much today. We needed a whole 20 minutes extra shenanigans, and that's my own fault for not correctly predicting how much shenanigans was required for me to get my cliffhanger.
So what is a biscuit?
Yeah, so
what is a biscuit? Let's discuss. I enjoy that every time that question gets up, there are people in chat who don't realize that Adam's trolling and engage with it. In this case, today our victims were Jack and Hannah, I think. Do we have any other people who fell victim to Adam's bait?
Adam.
Either way. Joe, did you also fall for it?
Happens.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
It happens, you know.
Then it's a cracker. Oh, we found where it's all right. Everyone's gonna fall for it at least once, because we have a lovely chat, we have a lovely community, and you want to help
Everyone
out.
wants
You
to be
want
helpful,
You want to be helpful.
If you want to take advantage of that with your sick games, that's fine. But
You got to be a real twisted individual in order to do that, don't you? You got to be a real crazy person. I mean, I got you, Tom, that one time I mentioned Gogglebox. Listen, Gogglebox is you touch a nerve with that one, all right?
Using cookies as bait. That's a disgrace. I'm not a victim of trolling. Trolling is a victim of me.
Okay. So as general updates go, we've been making some more progress on the charity game that we've got going along. I'm not gonna pretend that it's gonna be done anytime soon, but there's progress, and that's what's important.
that means it's closer to being done.
Yeah, close. It's like those Windows update bars or whatever. It's like
It slows down as you get to the end.
Yeah, you got 90% of it done, but you don't know how long it's going to take for the 10% to go. And that's my update for that. Jenny, you going to stream in a little bit?
Yeah, about 45 minutes or so.
Ooh.
Or maybe we'll see. Or maybe never. I don't know. Keep you on your toes. You don't know what's going to happen. Neither do I.
She's a mystery. She's an enigma.
That's me.
Okay.
Jin Enigma.
No.
And on that second cliffhanger.
Right. In which case, I will see you guys in chat. I'll see you around.
Don't you bite me.
We've got D&D again next week, unless anyone got stuff on next Sunday.
Nope. Fine.
Okay,
See you next week.
Good next
Oh.
Sunday.
I was gonna say, Docs has got a face going on. What's going on? What's with that face, Docs?
Oh, that was me looking at my calendar and trying to work out if it's next Sunday or the week after that. I'm busy.
He's at some point in the future, we're gonna have a weekend off.
Is it next week?
And on that third cliffhanger,
Is that next week or the week after?
I don't know. I'll get back to you.
Okay, and we'll let everybody know. Okay, cool. All right. In which case,
Bye.
Bye.